Fort Worth. So check them out at either location. Check them out online at simplesleepservices.com. Great people to work with. Stop dreaming about a snoring solution and a good night's sleep. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing just isn't working, 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700, simplesleepservices.com.
Hello, this is Bob Guess. For more than a year, you've heard me talk about our incredible investments backed by hard assets dollar for dollar. Well, listen closely. For a very limited time, we have a short-term investments which pays a flat 9% return for a very short-term commitment. $100,000 at 9% return will earn you $9,000. That's right, a 9% return for a short-term investment. It would take you 12 years to earn that much with a CD, and your money is backed dollar for dollar. In my 35 years of financial planning, I've rarely seen a better opportunity for security-minded people. Many of you have money sitting in banks and insurance companies. That money is going nowhere fast. Others of you are concerned about the volatility of the stock market or a long-term commitment. You can change all that. Great returns and peace of mind for a short-term commitment. Don't be left out. Now is the time to call me at 972-570-4444. That's 972-570-4444.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. I forgot to tell you that there is a need for more security, not just from police officers walking to their cars after their shift. A group of Dallas County judges is calling for more security in family law courtrooms after the weekend shootout at Dallas Police Headquarters. All 6 family court judges signed an order instructing the sheriff to put a bailiff in every family law courtroom. Each district judge who hears family law cases has a bailiff in the courtroom, but 7 associate judges who also hear cases do not. Without a bailiff, District Judge Denise Garcia said, associate judges are armed only with their robes. There is no one to help them there. Associate judges are often first to hear family law cases, stepping in soon after divorce filings, child custody disputes, or accusations of child abuse or domestic violence. Boulware decided to shoot up the Dallas Police Department because of a child custody situation that went awry. Associate judges' courts hear the most volatile cases during the most volatile times. Yeah, we're just going to have to start using some money from the city coffers instead of paying off political buddies for whatever project happens to be handy. No, what we're going to have to do is we're actually going to have to do city business, protect the lives of law enforcement personnel. Golly, it's much more exciting to play politics, though, right? You're listening to the Wells Report.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP, and right now you can try it risk-free for 21 days by calling 1-800-528-5588. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com now for your 21-day in-home trial. 1-800-528-5588. That's 1-800-528-5588.
I had the home of my dreams, but one day I noticed cracks in the wall by the front door as well as the kitchen window. A neighbor recommended Abacus Foundation Repair. He said they're the best foundation repair company in Dallas, and they use an advanced system on your foundation called Millennium Composite Pilings that'll last 1,000 years. Well, I went to their website, abacusfoundationrepair.com, and saw that they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and the world's leading service company review website recommended them highly. And the best part? They haven't had a complaint in the last 13 years. So I called them, and I'm happy I did. Abacus Foundation Repair guaranteed their work. and they gave me a lifetime transferable warranty.
If you see cracks in the walls of your home or your doors don't shut properly, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. That's 972-406-9000. Or go to abacusfoundationrepair.com. If you want your foundation fixed right the first time, call Abacus Foundation Repair.
Set sail with Newt Gingrich. Get aboard the Elegant Crystal Symphony for a spectacular 7-day cruise from New York to Montreal. At the same time, enjoy stimulating seminars on politics and investment. Our guests include Newt Gingrich, Mark Skousen, John Ransom, and Chris Versace. And everything's included. We set sail September 13th through the 20th. Join us for the Politics in Your Portfolio cruise. Log on to politicsandyourportfolio.com for all the details. Politicsandyourportfolio.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The Fed says interest rates will stay where they are for now, but they will go up eventually.
The median projection for the federal funds rate continues to point to a first increase later this year.
Fed Chair Janet Yellen. Iraq asked for American combat troops to help fight ISIS, but the chairman of the Joint Chiefs tells lawmakers why that scenario won't work.
If their spine is not stiffened by the threat of ISIL and their way of life, nothing we do is going to stiffen their spine.
General Martin Dempsey speaking to the House Armed Services Committee following a pair of shark attacks over the weekend. A coastal town in North Carolina considers some changes.
After 2 children lost limbs last weekend, the town of Oak Island, North Carolina has become the latest along the East Coast to consider a ban on shark fishing, at least through the 4th of July holiday. The attacks on Sunday happened within 90 minutes of each other.
Fox Radio's Lisa Brady. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Today, let's talk about the $29 service call gimmick. Here in North Texas, an experienced service tech costs at least $35 an hour to employ. So how does the $29 service call work? Well, it doesn't unless they find a bunch of stuff wrong with your system. It's just bait to get you to call. We can't come out for $29, and really, neither can they. In this business, you get what you pay for. Reliant Air Conditioning service call is $79, and our guys are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. So if you need service on your AC system, call the company that's been gimmick-free since '83. Or if your system needs to be replaced, you can save up to $3,500 per system with Carrier's Cool Cash promotion. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. I've been proud for years to send you to the Good Feet locations in Plano and in Fort Worth. And now I'm really glad to tell you about the third Good Feet location, South Lake, Texas, right there at 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, a couple of blocks east of Town Square on South Lake Boulevard between Kimball and Nolan. Know what happens in there? The same great results you've always gotten in Plano and in Fort Worth. Real people taking care of real foot problems. Foot pain can spread. It can become leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Let's get you out of pain. At goodfeetdfw.com, learn about all the locations brand new in South Lake. Plano, still on the corner of Coit and the Bush Turnpike in front of Central Market. Fort Worth, 1 block south of I-20 on Bryant Irvin. And brand new Good Feet in South Lake, 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, 2 blocks east of Town Square. It's Good Feet, getting people out of pain today. America's #1 arch support. Check them out at goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, and South Lake.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, we've been getting some relief from what is usually the beginning of summer here in Texas. And right behind that, the temperature goes up, and so do your cooling bills. We manufacture our windows to beat the Texas heat. Our fiber core reinforced frames are 9 times stronger than other windows, and our glass has 27% more viewing area. We give you better than triple pane performance at a double pane price. Another thing that separates our window from all competitors is we can match our exterior frame to any color Sherwin-Williams offers. So no plain white windows here or 3 to 4 colors to choose from. And of course, we offer the longest warranty in the industry. It even covers glass breakage and workmanship for as long as you own your home. So if you're ready to see the window that sets the standard in Texas, give us a call. And if you decide it's the one for you, receive 20% off the complete job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. or check us out online 24/7 at statewideremodeling.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-0983. That's 1-800-500-0983. 1-800-500-0983.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25, Saturday, June 27th at South Fork Ranch. Since this is our 25th anniversary of the largest outdoor Christian concert in America, we're bringing in the artists that you love, like Stephen Curtis Chapman, Toby Mac, Third Day, Carrie Job, and many, many more. You've made so many memories over the years at Celebrate Freedom. Get ready to make some more with us. Sponsored by Dallas Baptist University, Winco Foods, City of Southlake, and Quick Car.
660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. We have lots of friends. We got good friends, in fact. San Diego 6 News national security and foreign policy TV correspondent, contributor to One American News, the Daily Ledger, the San Diego Examiner, and the Wells Report. Kimberly Dvorak is about to join us with a copywritten story that says guns and money drove Benghazi secrecy, according to emails. The Benghazi terror attack exposed so many questions, so many demagogued, foolish moves by administration and State Department officials that it made your eyes water from the get-go. Why was an American ambassador in Benghazi in the middle of the night just in time for a terror attack? Why is it that nobody answered the phone at 4 a.m. in Washington, D.C. when this man lost his life? Why is it that people that ran QRFs, quick reaction forces, were not called to go and stop that mess and save the ambassador's life? Why did all of this come down? Well, the fairy tale surrounding Benghazi may just be coming unraveled. And the person at the center of it, Kimberly Dvorak, San Diego 6 News, national security, foreign policy TV correspondent, and of course, friend of the Wells Report, joins us. Kimberly, it's good to have you here. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So what it turns out to be what, a 30, 40-year-older version of hostages for weapons for hostages?
Yeah, well, it looks like that. It's something that, I've been reporting on since basically about 2 months after Benghazi, I came out with some of my first reporting on it, and my sources inside the Defense Department were telling me at the time on the record that there were weapons that were being moved and that this was something that needed a lot more investigation, and prompted me to, encourage me to keep going on and investigate the story. I kind of, wrote a series of stories here, and now it gets down to the fact where I'm getting actually the reports now coming out of DIA, or the Defense Intelligence Agency said 10 days before 9/11, 2012 in Benghazi, there was going to be a terrorist strike, that Ambassador Stevens was going to be the target. It wasn't just a random happening, as the Clinton folks have been out peddling to most gullible media outlets that are actually reporting her side of the story on this.
It's not gullible. It's corruption. Kimberly Dvorak, our guest here on 660 AM The Answer. Okay, so you have a Defense Intelligence Agency report that warned of an imminent attack with Chris Stevens as the target, Ambassador Chris Stevens as the target, as early as September 1st, 2012. And yet, no security was added, no QRF on alert, nobody was available to take a phone call in the middle of the night in Washington, D.C.
Well, it wasn't even the middle of the night. It was the middle of the afternoon in Washington. In fact, the president went to bed presumably around 10 o'clock, as he was getting ready to go off for a fundraiser for the election cycle, the 2012 election cycle. Now, this wasn't even at 3 in the morning that Hillary had to pick up the phone. This was in the afternoon when the reports started coming in as to what was going on. Somebody knew what was happening, and a few of the military people that I talked to said that, when the 911 call kind of came in, everyone kind of across the globe put together what their response would be. Now, they wouldn't go into detail exactly what they suggested, but they said they all got that call. So it went across the globe to all the military folks to figure out, hey, our guys are in trouble. What do we do? And nothing was ever allowed to really get into motion. In fact, it seemed like everybody was going out of their way to stay clear of the Benghazi situation.
Well, those that had any ties to politics did. There were guys that were CIA contractors that just violated orders to go try to save the guy.
Yeah. Well, that we got out, yes, in 13 hours, the book written by some of the contractors that did end up going in and rescuing 22, 23 other CIA employees who were in Benghazi, who were at the actual CIA annex. So those people all had to be saved before they got airlifted out. And there was a handful of these defense contractors that were also former SEALs that went in and put their lives on the line to save these CIA folks that were inevitably running weapons through Benghazi, something similar to what happened in Nicaragua with Ollie North and these kind of people. They figure out a system, and it just doesn't seem like they learned from their mistakes. And this was clearly something that is politically toxic, and everybody's running from it. But this is also a bipartisan scandal. And, we've got Republicans that are involved in this as well. So it's a pretty sad state of affairs.
Now, when you say it's bipartisan, the big question for most people when it comes to the Benghazi attack is why it happened to begin with. You say it's guns and money.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some kind of weapons deal. The weapons would go ostensibly to Syrian fighters against Bashar al-Assad.
Yeah, at a time when the American electorate in numbers 60% and above were saying, look, we don't want to get involved in a civil war in Syria. And you had all of the presidents, President Obama's, all of his top advisors at the time, the Defense Secretary, Leon Panetta. You had Hillary Clinton. You had Martin Dempsey, who's the Joint Chiefs advisor. You had Petraeus, who was a CIA director at the time. You had all of these advisors saying, look, we need to arm the Syrian Free Rebels and we need to get them weapons. And the president's like, well, I'm in the middle of an election campaign here, and I really can't go on board here with, getting weapons to these guys. And so you had, a lot of people saying, well, wait a minute, wink, wink. We know how we can get this happening. We've got all these weapons floating around in Libya. There was just the fall of another secular country down in Libya. And hey, we know how we can get a hold of some weapons and get them up to the people that need to, get these weapons to. And we know that there was a pipeline, and there have been several reports on it. And it's just a sad commentary of this country trying to do things that the will of the American people wanted to stay out of this, and they wanted to stay out of it for this reason. And now Benghazi, may have been, I'm assuming there was a presidential finding. There have been reports. We haven't seen it, and they don't typically, put presidential findings out there. But what a presidential finding is, that basically get out of jail free card. The CIA is not going to operate and do things of this nature if they're not going to be absolved by the president of the United States. They're not going to go to jail trying to move weapons from A to B if there's a possibility of them going to jail. So the fact the president in the middle of a campaign season is issuing a finding, it also makes it very inconvenient for the president. And there's no way. Everybody that I've talked to said there would be no way anybody would even go forward with this operation, whether it was Petraeus or whether it was Panetta or anybody involved, without a presidential finding. So, it's very likely, that the president knew this at the time that he was going through the election cycle when he was fighting Romney, saying that I'm a good guy and I'm a humanitarian. I agree with Romney on the whole Syria situation. We're not going to send boots on the ground. We're not going to give weapons. And in fact, we weren't necessarily putting boots on the ground, but we were certainly providing a lot more than, just humanitarian. They were getting weapons.
Yeah, not only weapons, but also money. And by the way, there were some stories that said that these supposed freedom fighters that were going up against Bashar al-Assad were also al-Qaeda fighters that
well, that happens.
yeah, so it's like, okay, so right before the election in 2012, what ends up happening is that we've got a guns for hostages deal 30 years later, because because of all the demagoguery of the Democrats against President Reagan when all that came down, they obviously couldn't be accused of doing the exact same thing. The president of the United States, on the other hand, knows that the deal is going down. They should have stopped the whole thing cold. Chris Stevens shows up along with his management officer Sean Smith, CIA contractors Tyrone Woods, Glenn Doherty, all come together to try to save him when the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, warned that this attack was going to go down with Chris Stevens as the target. All this stuff goes together. And so what ends up happening is that the presidential finding becomes a de facto death warrant for Chris Stevens, and the corrupt media does everything they have to do. Nothing to see here. Move along as we keep watching, Jay Carney and all those guys say this has all been taken care of and so on and so forth. And now we have this.
Yeah, and I think that, this isn't necessarily, this is an embarrassing thing for the government to know that this was a retaliation for a CIA drone strike that took out the number 2 Al-Qaeda member in Pakistan, and he happened to be a Libyan, and he was the highest ranking member of Al-Qaeda from Libya ever, and they were pretty upset about it. And they'd planned this. The drone strike took place in June, and they knew they were planning a drone strike. They were planning an attack in retaliation for the drones. The DIA report is incredibly clear about all of this, and it's sitting there, and yet you don't have the mainstream media going, wait a minute, look what's going on here, because right now they're busy trying to get Hillary Clinton elected president, and this also is very, looks bad on her record as we see new emails coming out, gleaning new information, having some of her, her campaign, staff and some of her, closest allies going now and testifying before the Benghazi Select Committee. You're going to see the drips and drabs of all this. It remains to be seen if the mainstream media will pick up and put this on the 6 o'clock evening news, because this is something that's clearly embarrassing for her, for the Obama administration, something that was preventable, something that that the defense knew was going to happen. Why would you allow Ambassador Stevens to go to Benghazi relatively unprotected if they knew something was up? Well, he was going for some big reason, and we know that big reason was there were shipments of weapons that were moving. He needed to be there to oversee this. So he was, in essence, working with the CIA. And the one piece that we haven't been able to put together is if he was a CIA agent himself.
Yeah.
But his resume looks like a typical CIA agent.
Sure.
But nobody has ever confirmed that.
And
But
no one
everything else-
and no one ever will. Kimberly Dvorak is our guest. She is the national security foreign policy correspondent for San Diego 6 News. She is a superb operator. She is a superb reporter. She is a friend of the Wells Report. She contributes to One America News, the Daily Ledger, the Examiner news service, and the Wells Report here on 660 AM The Answer. Are you getting all of this? You know what I get out of all of this? Why is it that you have to come to Kimberly Dvorak at San Diego 6 News and the Wells Report when this should be on ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN? Every single news organization in the United States should be on the front page. As soon as this DIA report shows up, this should have been on the front page. Why isn't it? I'll tell you why. Next, this is the Wells Report.
Hi, folks. Alan Thicke here. You know, some things in life are just too serious to take chances on, and owing money to the IRS is definitely one of those. The IRS has the power to garnish your paycheck. They can levy your bank account, even take your home or business. Seriously. Thankfully, with one simple call, you can start solving your tax debt once and for all. Optima Tax Relief is the leading tax resolution firm in the nation. They have over 250 professionals. They have an A rating with the Better Business Bureau and the trust of thousands of satisfied clients. Optima's attorneys can immediately protect you from aggressive collections because they are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative. That's a special IRS debt forgiveness program that could save you thousands. Don't wait till it's too late. Get serious. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. 800-711-5743. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. We're always concerned about heart disease and cancer, and we should be. You ever hear those stories about the first sign that somebody had of heart problems when they died of a heart attack? The first evidence of any kind of cancer was after it was too big to be operable. Early detection is everything. Information is power, and honestly, sometimes information is survival. This is what ViaScan of Las Colinas is all about. ViaScan of Las Colinas. My friend John Duncan and the gang with the body scan, the well-view scan, they call it, all the vital organs there between the shoulder and the pelvis, making sure there's no heart plaques or blockages, no little cancer spots that could rise up and take you down. This is affordable, preventive healthcare. It is not uncomfortable. It is not claustrophobic. It's fantastic. I love it, and I love the information. It's good to know what's going on inside your body. Be ViaScan certain. 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840, or just Google ViaScan.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-454-8621.
U.S. Tax Shield. Hoorah. Yes.
800-454-8621. 800-454-8621.
We are visiting our friend Chef Tom Fleming at Crossroads Diner. What do you have cooking today, Tom?
Let me ask you a question. Where you been getting your fried Yardbird on lately? I know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's fried chicken. Well, at the diner, we do it a little bit different. hand pounded, hand breaded, fried to order, and it comes with the best smooth, warm, creamy brie cheese. And then we top it with, oh my God, I can't even believe this, a tomato caper relish that is just out of this world. So if you've been eating fried Yardbird somewhere else, come by the Crossroads Diner because my Yardbird's the best.
Fresh ingredients sure to please any sophisticated palate and taste at affordable diner prices in a casual environment. Crossroads Diner. Come eat with us. We're off of Walnut Hill, just east of 75. Open for breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Or visit us on the web at crossroads-diner.com. Homestyle goodness meets traditional diner. Great recipes, fresh ingredients, comfortable environment, and genuine hospitality are the heart and soul of Crossroads Diner. We'll be waiting for you.
This plan is not insurance and does not meet minimum credible coverage requirements under the Affordable Care Act. This discount card program contains a 30-day cancellation and refund period. Administrator and benefits limited in Dallas, Texas, not available in all states.
Are your medical expenses and insurance costs out of control? There's a way to pay less for the healthcare you need. RealMedSavings.com. It's a membership like a club that lets you access huge networks of medical professionals for a whole lot less money. Real Med Savings even connects you with a board-certified physician anytime, 24 hours a day. The doctor will consult with you, diagnose the condition, and when necessary, call in the prescription. You pay nothing for the doctor's consultation because you're a member. You save money because we've already negotiated discounts on dental, vision, prescription drugs, and much more. Just go to RealMedSavings.com and learn all about it. Real Med Savings is not insurance. You just save real money on your health care for you and your whole family, and it costs less than $1 a day for the whole family. No salesperson will call, and there is no long-term commitment. Convenient money-saving health care. RealMedSavings.com.
660 AM. The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. For the sake of two political careers, a U.S. ambassador is dead. U.S. Foreign Service Information Management Officer Sean Smith is dead. CIA contractors Tyrone Woods, Glenn Doherty, dead. They violated orders to try to save everybody at the Benghazi mission. All of this comes down. All of these things swept under the rug because it was a gun-running operation to try to get weapons into the hands of Syrian rebels up against Bashar al-Assad, some of which were al-Qaeda operatives. It isn't supposition anymore. What it is, it's a Defense Intelligence Agency report that in a copyrighted story, Kimberly Dvorak, National Security Foreign Policy TV correspondent, puts the story together, gets it all done. One piece missing, never know what that piece is. Well, you're never going to find out the actual status of Chris Stevens, Kimberly, but you put everything else together, and we talked about this. We talked about this in December. Then you had this cold.
Yeah. Well, it's, again, I just, encourage people to try to, kind of, keep the story alive for a number of reasons. It's something, it makes a difference, despite what Hillary Clinton tried to testify about, that it doesn't make a difference. What difference does it make? These people are already dead. That's true. But the United States reputation around the world, we have to, make sure that we're that beacon, that shining beacon on the hill. And when we continue to go down the road of, third world dictator-like, operations like this operation in Libya, it just doesn't look good for the country, and it's not what the American people want. And one has to question, who ultimately made that decision. And I think, we talked about at the top of the hour that there was a presidential finding. So ultimately, President Obama is to be held accountable for this. And he continues to obfuscate, and the media seems to be content to move on to other topics that, don't necessarily, put the president or, his administration in any kind of bad light.
Well, the only thing that I can say is this copywritten report, this is all your work. This is something that I am, I'm just happy that I know how to get a hold of you, because this is This is absolutely critically important that this information get out. You mentioned something that I want to follow up on. You said this was bipartisan. Who on the Republican side of the ledger had anything to do with this?
Well, we know for a fact that the chairman of the most powerful, Intel committee in the House side, Chairman Rogers, Mike Rogers from Michigan, he was leading the charge to not have a select committee formed because he was involved in this.
Sure.
Emails are slowly starting to come out from the State Department, and there was one email that came out addressed to Hillary Clinton. And normally when Hillary Clinton gets emails, people can say the plausible deniability where nobody said she read this because she gets hundreds of emails a day, and that's true. But this particular email wasn't addressed from Mike Rogers specifically. It was addressed from her chief of staff saying
Jake Sullivan.
Rogers wants to... Jake Sullivan, her chief of staff, said, look, Rogers wants to talk weapons in Libya.
Listen, Kimberly, I can't tell you how important it is that you do this work, and I can't tell you how flattering it is that you will show up on the Wells Report and tell us about it. God bless you and your endeavors. Thank you so much for joining us. More about this story, because there is more about this story, specifically Trey Gowdy and what happened today on Capitol Hill. More of the Benghazi mess next. This is the Wells Report.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely risk-free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-507-2955. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-507-2955. That's 1-800-507-2955. 1-800-507-2955.
There's nothing like foundations in the springtime. Oh, it's a time of change. Hey, Mark Davis from my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. And with drought and then moisture and then cold and then warm temperatures, your foundations are moving and grooving. You got cracks in the sheetrock and doors that are sticking and all kinds of problems. You want someone who's going to solve them reliably. Call my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. They've done stuff for me, and you will love how they put somebody on site for your entire foundation repair. They're the only people with Millennium composite pilings. You're going to get a warranty that you can hand down to other homeowners. It's peace of mind and security for your foundation repair. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com. Don't be one of those homeowners that says, oh, I wish I'd called a better company. Call the best company right now. Abacus Foundation Repair. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or Abacus, ABACUS, abacusfoundationrepair.com.
When the economy crashed in 2008, the Fed lowered interest rates. They've been low ever since. But now the economy's improving, and most experts believe the Fed will start raising interest rates very soon. That means you should refinance your mortgage now to pull cash out of your home at today's low rates, because once the Fed starts raising rates, they probably won't stop. So beat the Fed to the punch and refi your mortgage before it's too late by making the cash call at 855-875-CASH. Today, Cash Call Mortgage is offering a 15-year fix at 2.99% rate and APR with no closing costs. You have the chance to pull tens of thousands out of your home, lock in a low rate, and pay absolutely nothing out of pocket, but you have to act now. Cash Call Mortgage is designed to save. Call 855-875-CASH today.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. 1 City Boulevard, West Suite 200, Orange, California 92868. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. Subject to loan underwriting. Rates may change without notice. NMLS number 128231.
That's 855-875-CASH.
Hello, this is Bob Guess. For more than a year, you've heard me talk about our incredible investments backed by hard assets dollar for dollar. Well, listen closely. For a very limited time, we have a short-term investment which pays a flat 9% return for a very short-term commitment. $100,000 at 9% return will earn you $9,000. That's right, a 9% return for a short-term investment. It would take you 12 years to earn that much with a CD, and your money is backed dollar for dollar. In my 35 years of financial planning, I've rarely seen a better opportunity for security-minded people. Many of you have money sitting in banks and insurance companies. That money is going nowhere fast. Others of you are concerned about the volatility of the stock market or a long-term commitment. You can change all that. Great returns and peace of mind for a short-term commitment. Don't be left out. Now is the time to call me at 972-570-4444. That's 972-570-4444.
Okay, you're on.
We're here live from Niagara Falls for this year's Spring Festival. Wait, what?
That'll do it.
Great job, Will. You two, what are you doing?
Sorry, Canada. You had a leak.
Look, it's Will Nell and Fred Thompson from American Leak Detection.
American Leak Detection.
Guys, come over here. Come here. All right. Here with me now are the guys with American Leak Detection. Please explain yourselves.
Well, at American Leak Detection, we have been detecting and repairing hidden leaks in your home for more than 25 years, big or small.
And all without damaging your home. We can even repair leaks in your swimming pools, since that time is getting close. Hey, looks like DFW needs us. Just go to AmericanLeakDetection.com to schedule us to come out. That's AmericanLeakDetection.com.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. The truth. The truth. And nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and Mark Davis is going to show up tomorrow morning bright and early, say, 7 o'clock. What is he going to have for us? I wonder. Here, wait. He's right here. Mark, what are you going to give us tomorrow morning?
Hey, JD, stay safe, and all your listeners stay safe in this rainy period. One of the many things Donald Trump has right is what we'll talk about tomorrow morning. You don't telegraph to an enemy what you're going to do. So if no actual candidate will show cards early, because they shouldn't, can we formulate an actual strategy for beating ISIS just in the world of talk shows, writers, and citizens? Thomas Jocelyn at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy has had a plan for beating ISIS for a long time. He'll share it. We'll share other hot topics with each other while we dodge the Thursday morning weather. So come, everybody, and hang out tomorrow morning show, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks very much, Mark. I will absolutely do this. So it was an exciting day in Washington, D.C. for Trey Gowdy. And it was also equally as exciting for Elijah Cummings, the ranking member on the House Select Committee on Benghazi. Yeah, the House Select Committee on Benghazi was kind of an interesting place today because there was this vaporous kind of political operative named Sidney Blumenthal who testified today for like 9 hours. Who is Sidney Blumenthal? Well, he is an acolyte of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. He's one of these guys. He's a fixer. He's an operator. He's an operative that makes the wheels go around and around. And he spent 9 hours on Capitol Hill. It was such an amazing event of basically political evasion that Darrell Issa, the former chairman of the House Oversight Committee, wanted to hear what Sidney Blumenthal had to say. That turned into a hushed exchange between Chairman Trey Gowdy and Darrell Issa, who was then escorted out of the hearing room because Trey Gowdy didn't want anything to be a mess. Darrell Issa was not amused. By the way, we've got some video of that escort job that Trey Gowdy did with Darrell Issa. You'll be able to see that here in just a little bit. It's going to go on to the Wells Report page of 660 AM The Answer. Let me give you the news here. First, Sidney Blumenthal. Yeah. Apparently, he was simply a conduit, did not write numerous memos about Libya, and then forwarded them to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. This, according to Trey Gowdy. Trey Gowdy appeared on Fox News' Megyn Kelly show after Blumenthal spent nearly 9 hours at the Capitol as Gowdy's committee met in closed session. Gowdy later named former high-ranking CIA official Tyler Drumheller as the man behind the information. I want you to listen to this. Okay? Now remember, all these emails went to a private server maintained by Secretary of State Hillary Clinton illegally during this whole time, open to hacking for anybody that wanted to try it. So Sidney Blumenthal, longtime acolyte of Hillary Clinton, was forwarding information from someone who may have had business interests in Libya. This according to Representative Trey Gowdy. Gowdy said that Blumenthal had never been to Libya, is not an expert on the country, therefore has no idea regarding the validity of the information he was sending to Hillary Clinton, now a Democrat presidential candidate. Not only was Blumenthal providing unvetted, uncorroborated, unsubstantiated intelligence to our top diplomat, he was just simply forwarding on intelligence that somebody by the name of Tyler Drumheller was sending him. Gowdy did not specify the author's business interest, but the original report in the New York Times on Blumenthal's memos said the information was coming from business associates Blumenthal was advising, including Drumheller, who reportedly were trying to win contracts from the transitional government, including to create floating hospitals and other temporary housing. And why would Hillary Clinton be involved in all of that? So Blumenthal was maybe working with Drumheller and maybe trying to get the Secretary of State to say some nice things to somebody about somebody so that all these business interests could come to fruition? Is that what happened? By the way, the business associates just happened to be getting some good advice from guess who? Sidney Blumenthal. I wonder if he was getting paid for that advice. Were those billable hours? Yeah. That's a guess on my part. So Blumenthal is advising Drumheller, who were trying to win contracts from the transitional government, and he was forwarding all that information to Hillary Clinton. That's not a conflict of interest. That's a political payoff. What is Blumenthal doing in this? Merely a conduit? That's what's called in the underworld a buffer between the crime boss and the soldiers. Blumenthal is a buffer. So he spent 9 hours on Capitol Hill evading serious questions from Trey Gowdy. So Megyn Kelly said something about Clinton's claim that, well, I really don't have a chance to read all these emails. I get lots of friends calling me and sending me lots and lots of emails, and this was just another friend sending me emails. Gowdy responded, her other friends are not emailing her about Libya. Sidney Blumenthal is. So on one hand, we have a gun-running operation going on that costs the life of U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens. And we also have this other little side deal, business associates of Sidney Blumenthal being advised by Sidney Blumenthal. Who's in the loop? Hillary Clinton. And they're trying to do some business with the Libyan government. Gowdy took issue with Hillary Clinton's claim the information from Blumenthal was unsolicited. Gowdy said, when these emails are released, I want you to count the number of times she says, keep them coming. This is great, useful information. I don't know what her definition of unsolicited is, but it is very strikingly different from my own. Gowdy and Blumenthal agreed that Blumenthal shed little light on the Benghazi attack, but Gowdy called the all-day session interrupted by lunch and floor votes productive and informative. Blumenthal, however, said his appearance was for one reason and one reason only, and that reason is politics. Blumenthal, meeting with reporters after the testimony, said the memos were written by a former high-ranking CIA official, adding that he passed them on to Clinton as a friend. Blumenthal declined to name the source of the information, but they've got it. The evening after the September 2012 Benghazi attack, Blumenthal forwarded to Clinton an analysis of the situation from Drumheller, which purported to contain information from sources with direct access to the Libyan National Transitional Council, as well as the highest levels of the European governments, as well as Western intelligence and security services. Now, remember, this information is being handed off by email. The email's going to Hillary Clinton's private email server. Information from sources with direct access to the Libyan National Transitional Council, the highest levels of European governments, as well as Western intelligence and security services. That is not unclassified information. That is classified information. And it's all going to Hillary's private email address. So Sidney Blumenthal, listen to this. Sidney Blumenthal is just one of these friends sending personal information to Hillary Clinton, which she blew off one of 36,000 emails that was just from a friend. It was just personal information, just background stuff. We didn't really do anything about it. Sure it was. Sure it was. Earlier today, it was revealed that dozens of emails handed over to Congress from Blumenthal were not part of the trove of emails originally submitted by the State Department, raising questions over why those emails were apparently withheld. One source told Fox News the newly submitted emails from Blumenthal show a significant gap in the record. Blumenthal turned them over thinking that they had already been turned over before. That's the left hand not knowing what the other left hand is doing. Blumenthal's role in sending the near-monthly missives emerged when nearly 350 pages of emails about the 2012 attacks on the U.S. diplomatic post in Benghazi were publicly released last month. See, Blumenthal thought that those emails that he turned over today were copies. Oops, not copies. It's unclear whether the State Department withheld them or whether they were never provided by Hillary Clinton to the department for review. I would say that both of those statements are true. Clearly, the committee should have gotten this information sooner, said Gowdy. Fox News was told the documents show Blumenthal providing policy advice to Clinton on Libya and acting as a de facto intelligence operative for her, especially in 2011 before Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi was forced from office and killed. However, committee Democrats called the delay understandable after Gowdy and majority Republicans expanded the panel's scope from a probe of the September 2012 attacks that killed 4 Americans to a broader examination of U.S. policy toward Libya. By the way, Elijah Cummings, the ranking member of the House Select Committee on Benghazi, blasted Trey Gowdy for leaking the existence of new Benghazi-related emails before consulting with Democrats. Chairman Trey Gowdy did not contact me or other Democrat members or anyone on our staff before issuing his press release, nor did he contact the State Department to clarify why its production of Benghazi-related emails might have differences from Mr. Blumenthal's production of Libya-related documents. Cummings' criticism came as the Select Committee grilled Blumenthal, a longtime Clinton aide, behind closed doors today. Now Elijah Cummings is demanding the release of the Blumenthal transcript. No, not yet. As you just heard moments ago, Kimberly Dvorak, in a copywritten story, points out that this is criminal activity. Big-time criminal activity. It is at least dereliction of duty on the part of the Secretary of State and the President of the United States. The reason that Jay Carney and Josh, really, I'm not anything but Ernest. The reason that all of this is, move along, keep moving along, is because if they're able to come up with the details surrounding all of this, people will go to prison. The only thing stopping people from going to prison would be the Justice Department and the mainstream media refusing to report the story. Did you read any of this before you heard Kimberly Dvorak in a copywritten story tell you about it on the Wells Report? Do you suppose for any reason whatsoever you would have to tune in to a talk show host at night in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas to hear this story? Talk about dereliction of duty. See, I'm not the mainstream media. Neither is Kimberly Dvorak. We're just Americans trying to find the truth. I wonder if there are any others of us. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace your old AC system? Well, now there's a new program that's too good to pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You've probably already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,000 off from your utility provider? That's right, and when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $4,500 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. So right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. Call us now, or if you want, call two other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents.
Hi, Mr. Tullis.
Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, $22 a month.
Call 1-800-919-8949 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-919-8949. 1-800-919-8949. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Got an idea. How about making this the summer of you doing better in the stock market? How does that happen? First step is you show up at the New Venture on Wall Street seminars. They're June 19th and 20th in Addison and Fort Worth. Both locations taken care of, and they'll take care of you at nvows.com. nvows.com. New Venture on Wall Street. Pastor David Mitchell's operation, where he imparts wisdom, strategies, some simple things you can do. They taught me how to get in there and just do some things and not others. Timing is everything. When to buy, when to sell, what to do, what not to do. Get a second income stream, maybe retire earlier. It is fantastic wisdom. The seminars are great. They're fun. They're upbeat. And they're coming up June 19th and 20th in Addison and in Fort Worth. Following weekend in Tyler. To get all the information you need, go to 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. NVOWS.com. New venture on Wall Street. Do better in the stock market this summer and for the rest of your life. NVOWS.com. 877-907-TRADE.
Our sister station.
94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25. Nothing brings home the memories like the official Celebrate Freedom 25 t-shirt. Just go to CelebrateFreedom.com and find the perfect package for your family. Get the sticker, the VIP seating pass, the poster, and more.
Sponsored by Cornerstone Staffing.
It's your day. It's your fun. It's your Celebrate Freedom 25. CelebrateFreedom.com.
Rembrandt Rockefeller for Sovereign European Sleep Systems. Things that require a personalized fit. Shoes, pants, wedding rings, heck, even brassieres. They all require a personal fit. Why wouldn't you do the same with your mattress? 30 minutes with the professionals at Sovereign European Sleep Systems, and that's exactly what you can expect. A custom-tailored mattress and a vastly more comfortable sleeping experience. European quality and components at made-in-America prices. Sovereign European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. The Social Security Administration in September opened a state-of-the-art data center in Maryland housing wage and benefit information on all of us. It was on time and under budget. Remember all of that? 6 years, however, after Congress approved the $500 million for the project, the largest building project funded by the 2009 stimulus, a whistleblower says the center was built on a lie. Michael Keegan, a former associate commissioner who worked on the project, said we misled Congress. Officials originally claimed they needed $500 million to replace their entire 30-year-old National Computer Center located at agency headquarters in Woodlawn, Maryland. But Keegan says they overstated their case. The agency had no plans to replace the center and only moved a fraction of the National Computer Center to the new site. His claims were the first heard last week at a Senate Homeland Security Committee hearing where he testified on alleged retaliation that he faced as a whistleblower. Yeah. Two watchdog agencies reportedly discarded his complaints. Documents submitted to Congress and obtained by Fox News along with congressional records back him up, at least in part. SSA officials told Congress in 2009 and as late as 2011 they plan to replace the National Computer Center. That never happened. The $500 million was spent building a new data center called the National Support Center in Urbana, Maryland. It now houses data center functions from the National Computer Center and what was touted in September of 2014. But the original, supposedly outdated NCC continues to operate. And hundreds of people still work there. And in order to get it all done, it was based on a lie. Again. This is the Wells Report.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy, here with the Big Boat and Outdoor Show. It's boating time, folks, so don't forget to tune in to the only boating talk show on 660 AM The Answer every Saturday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. Brought to you by BoatSelect.com, the site with thousands of boats for sale, or list your boat for free on BoatSelect.com. I know you have questions about your boat or one you're buying. Email those questions to me at BigBoatShow@yahoo.com.
If you're thinking about new windows for your home, here's what you have to consider. A quality-minded company that's been in business for a long time that'll be here if you need them in the future. That offers several options for you to choose from with a good warranty and a fair price. Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling, and I'm happy to say my company meets all those requirements. We've been installing new windows in Texas homes for over 21 years. Our restoration windows with their fiber core frames are 8 times stronger than hollow core vinyl and twice as strong as any composite frame. The exterior can be finished to match any color Sherwin-Williams offers, and we have 27% more glass area, so you don't lose near the visibility you do with other window brands. We also offer 100% financing to fit almost any budget. If you call now for your free estimate, I'm offering a 20% discount on your complete window and door project. Of course, your price is good for 30 days, so you have time to think it over or shop around. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or visit us online at statewide-remodeling.com.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. There are reports of a shooting with possible fatalities at a church in Charleston, South Carolina. The House will try again tomorrow to pass a fast-track trade bill. This time, they'll split two key provisions and try to pass each individually.
Democratic Senator Chris Coons from Delaware is very reluctant to split these bills apart and has said so. But there was a joint statement by House Speaker John Boehner and the majority.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the Wells Report. This is 2015, the Wells Report retrospective. I'm Jon-David Wells. We're looking back at the big news stories of 2015 and telling you how we reported them and where they have landed in the intervening time. So earlier this year, it was a horrific and terrible tragedy. It was a terror attack in Paris at a magazine's headquarters named Charlie Hebdo. At a magazine named Charlie Hebdo's headquarters, radical Islamists with AK-47s walked into the office and started slaughtering people. Were they Al-Qaeda terrorists? No. You don't really want to call the Charlie Hebdo attack radical Islamic terrorism. Who said that? Josh, I'm anything but earnest. Yeah, he said these were just individuals that really didn't have any reason to. Here's how we covered that mess on the Wells Report. Yeah, it was just a couple of angry guys. They probably had some sort of heartburn from another French lunch. That was it. Is that? You're listening to the Wells Report 2015, the Wells Report retrospective. It continues next on 660 AM The Answer. You're listening to 2015, the Wells Report retrospective. I'm Jon-David Wells. So we went back and we looked at the Charlie Hebdo attack, and we watched the obfuscation of the Obama administration through the mouthpiece of Josh, I'm anything but earnest. It wouldn't be accurate to call those Paris attackers radical Islamists. No. And then we heard from somebody with a little more sense, actually a lot more, Benjamin from Dallas. "2015, the Wells Report retrospective. I'm Jon-David Wells, looking back at the big stories of 2015 and how they affected all of us. Chris Kyle and the movie American Sniper. And there were a lot of people that made big idiots of themselves, led by Michael Moore, of course, who said that snipers were cowards. Here's how you thought about that statement and more of the Chris Kyle story on 660 AM The Answer. He was an American hero. There's no other way to say it. American Sniper was his story. And there were so many people that wanted to minimize it and try to destroy it because they want to minimize and destroy America. That's the way I see it. You're listening to 2015, the Wells Report Retrospective on 660 AM The Answer. No shoot, no shoot. You're listening to 2015, the Wells Report Retrospective. You've seen it all your life. No shirt, no shoes, no service. They probably should have put up a sign in a bridal shop in Dallas that said, what? It's not in Dallas. Where was it? Oh, it's in Ohio, right? Huh? Yes. Ohio? 2015, the Wells Report Retrospective. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells. You've seen it all your life. No shoes, no shirt, no service. Well, a bridal shop in Ohio is now closed because they should have had a sign up there that said, no shoes, no shirt, no Ebola, no service. No, wait. Let's see. They should have put up a sign. They should have put up a sign that said, if you've got Ebola, no service. Yeah, remember Amber Vinson exposed to Ebola, but thought she'd travel to Ohio because she's got a wedding coming up. Check this out. Isn't it crazy? Nobody wanted to go to a bridal shop because somebody that had been exposed with Ebola shopped there. What a strange and what an amazing intolerant idea that is. Not. You're listening to 2015, the Wells Report Retrospective on 660 AM The Answer.
And limitations apply. The truth is, home appliances and systems do break down. So why not get a home warranty and let American Home Shield help pay covered repair bills for you? For helpful free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. Or call 1-800-322-4147.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. We're North America's largest specialty retailer of hardwood flooring, and we've got 10 million square feet of top quality floors for as much as 77% less than other stores. Get over 200 styles of real pre-finished hardwood from just 49 cents, 40 styles of beautiful bamboo from $1.59, plus deals on popular American and European laminates and more from an incredible 39 cents. And pay no interest until 2017. Hurry, clearance sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. How you doing? Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. Jordan Fabian writes for The Hill. Jordan Fabian writes for The Hill. And he has written an article that describes how President Obama is spinning the latest story about healthcare.gov and just exactly why it was a, as he says, a well-documented disaster. Yeah. The President of the United States is, if anything, someone who is very, very good at amending a story to his advantage or his supposed advantage. If you take the words and you take the stories at face value and don't do any background checking or have any memory whatsoever. In other words, if you have zero short-term memory, all of this stuff works beautifully. Unfortunately, a lot of us, well, we actually remember what we read. President Obama admitted that healthcare.gov, the website surrounding Obamacare, was a well-documented disaster. I just asked on Twitter, is it because Obamacare is just a horrible, terrible policy that nobody wants? Oh, no. No, the reason that healthcare.gov was a well-documented disaster comes down this way, according to President Obama. With all the crises we were dealing with, the economy collapsing, the audio industry on the verge of collapse, winding down wars, this entire project did not get the kind of laser-focused attention until healthcare.gov, which was a well-documented disaster, but ended up anyways being the catalyst for us saying, okay, we have to completely revamp how we do things. This, according to an interview with Fast Company published yesterday. His comments come as he's trying to promote his administration's efforts to overhaul the government's ancient technology infrastructure. Crazily enough, we were just talking about that moments ago. You know, the $500 million, $500 million to update the IRS. The Social Security Administration. Remember that? It was in all the newspapers. Well, actually, it wasn't in all of the newspapers. Yeah, it was on Fox News. Yeah. A whistleblower, Michael Keegan, said the Social Security Administration needed a state-of-the-art data center in Maryland. Congress gave them the money. They just didn't build the center with it. Misappropriation of public funds? Well, President Obama wants to fix all that. Yeah, he's trying to promote the administration effort to overhaul the government's ancient technology infrastructure. President Obama said outdated procurement rules and a lack of technological expertise hampered large-scale government projects such as healthcare.gov. But he said his administration has adopted new rules and recruited staffers from Google, Facebook, and Twitter to beef up its tech efforts. Oh, that's what we need. Healthcare.gov, courtesy of Google, Facebook, and Twitter. Yes, please describe the nature of your illness in 140 characters or less. That's great. Isn't that great? President Obama said this, if we're able through the U.S. digital team to recruit a baseline of talent and create a pipeline on a regular basis, what I do believe will happen is the government as a whole will start thinking about its relationship to citizens differently. I know those are words and everything like that, and I know that the words are actually English words, and I know that they're actually put in a sentence, but do the sentences make any sense at all? Healthcare.gov, which suffered major glitches, was a serious flaw in the president's signature healthcare law. President Obama in 2013 announced a tech surge to fix the issues that prevented people from signing up for insurance through online exchanges. No one is madder than me that the website isn't working as it should, which means it's going to get fixed. Throughout last year, he touted improvements to the site, personally urged Americans to sign up during the open enrollment period. He's now confronting a massive hack that may have compromised personal information for up to 14 million federal employees and others, the largest data breach ever at the federal government. And do you think that maybe that breach also included, oh, I know, all the information from everybody that went through healthcare.gov to be able to get insurance? Oh, yeah. All of your salary information, all of your personal information, all that information available to any hacker who wants it. Remember, these guys laid around in the U.S. government computer systems for a year. If they could get everybody's security clearance application paperwork, do you think they could get your Obamacare insurance policy paperwork too? Remember those nightmares you used to have? You know, when you were a kid, when, you know, you found out that you were naked in front of everybody and You were the only one that was naked and so on and so forth. Well, how does it feel to be that person? How does it feel to be that person in front of the entire world? Because that's how we find ourselves tonight. By the way, we have some breaking news right this very moment. I want to spend some time talking to you about something out of Charleston, South Carolina. This from USA Today. Police are investigating a shooting downtown in Charleston that may have resulted in multiple fatalities. Right now, Vicky is telling me, our executive producer, Vicky Stifer, is telling us that the unconfirmed count is 8. Some reports by journalists and others on social media indicate there may have been multiple deaths, like we just said, perhaps 8. This cannot be confirmed with the police, who said they had no information on the victims. Police said the shooting took place at an address that corresponds with Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. Okay. The house of worship is the oldest AME church in the South and is led by South Carolina Senator Clementa Pinckney, a Democrat. The church has one of the oldest and largest black congregations south of Baltimore, according to the website. The shooting took place approximately an hour or 2 hours and 14 minutes ago, according to Charleston police. The gunman is still on the loose. This, according to police reporting to the Charleston Post and Courier. The suspect is a white male, about 21 years old. He's wearing a gray sweatshirt or hoodie, blue jeans, and Timberland boots. The FBI and chaplains were on the scene. Post and Courier reporter Melissa Broughton tweeted this moments ago. A woman who answered the telephone at the Charleston Police Department late tonight said she heard nothing about a shooting, but tweets from Boughton indicate there is law enforcement activity downtown, indicative that a shooting had indeed taken place. An emergency medical worker told people on the street to drive far away or go indoors. We are keeping our eyes on this. We will let you know everything that we know as soon as we know it. Again, police are investigating a shooting downtown, which may have resulted in as many as 8 deaths or more. The police said the shooting took place at an address that corresponds with Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. The suspect is apparently a white male, about 21 years of age. He's wearing a gray sweatshirt or hoodie, blue jeans, and Timberland boots. He is still at large. Police are trying to find him. We'll keep you up to date as soon as we have more information here on 660 AM, The Answer. The White House said day before yesterday it opposes a House bill that repeals a 2.3% tax on medical device companies because the repeal wouldn't do anything to improve health care and instead would just go to profitable companies. Now, this is where the president is really blowing it from an economic standpoint. If you tax something, you get less of it. If you tax medical innovation, you get less medical innovation. Why would you innovate if what you were going to do was lose 2.3% of the profit margin right off the top? Or how could you possibly provide this medical innovation at an affordable price when right off the top you have to charge everybody an additional 2.3%? The medical device industry, like others, will benefit from millions of new consumers who are gaining health coverage under the Affordable Care Act, the Office of Management and Budget said in a statement of administration policy. It added that the repeal would only provide a large tax break to profitable corporations. This excise tax is one of several designs so that industries that gain from the coverage expansion will help offset the cost of that expansion. Its repeal would take away a funding source for federal assistance that is working to improve coverage and affordability that would increase the federal deficit by $24.4 billion over 10 years. This on top of an $18.5 trillion debt, which may be actually higher because we found out yesterday the Obama administration had frozen the actual national debt number from being updated. Nice. So what ends up happening is that you're going to get rid of, they're trying to get rid of the medical device tax, which they should do. All it does is add expense to what we're trying to do with our health care. That's all it does. I mean, unless you believe that people who are trying to develop new medical devices are just going to eat 2.3% of their profits just to be good guys. No, what they're going to do is they're going to add 2.3% to the price of whatever it is that they're innovating. This isn't that smart. I mean, this isn't that difficult to understand. Now, what it does do, because of this tax that would be repealed, what it does do is it puts another hole in funding for Obamacare. In sum, H.R. 160 would increase the deficit to finance a permanent and costly tax break for industry without improving the health system or helping middle-class Americans. If you don't do this, how do you help middle-class Americans? By having them pay 2.3% more for everything medical. Anyway, there's more. It has to do with Florida and Texas. This, if the Supreme Court decides to strike down subsidies that people are depending on to be able to actually take part in Obamacare. Why do they need subsidies? It's supposed to save money for everyone, right? Wrong. They need subsidies because it's pushing the cost of healthcare right through the roof. More in just a moment. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Have you ever responded to a great deal on carpet cleaning only to find yourself playing Let's Make a Deal once the crew arrived? When you made your appointment, it was all about discounts, free areas, and maybe even gift with purchase. But when the carpet cleaner arrived, it was an extra charge for this and that, and lots of pressure to buy extra things you didn't want. At Dalworth Clean, we've cleaned over 1 million homes since 1976, and there's a good reason we consistently have an A rating from the Better Business Bureau and win the Consumer's Choice Award year after year. Our focus is on making you happy, not making you spend more. So if the deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Call Dalworth Clean instead and find out why after almost 40 years, it's still true. The next best thing to do is Dalworth Clean. Visit Dalworth.com, get a free quote, make your appointment 24/7.
Call 267-8433 because the next best thing to do is Dalworth Clean.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
I had the home of my dreams, but one day I noticed cracks in the wall by the front door as well as the kitchen window. A neighbor recommended Abacus Foundation Repair. He said they're the best foundation repair company in Dallas, and they use an advanced system on your foundation called Millennium Composite Pilings that'll last 1,000 years. Well, I went to their website, abacusfoundationrepair.com, and saw that they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and the world's leading service company review website recommended them highly. And the best part? They haven't had a complaint in the last 13 years. So I called them, and I'm happy I did. Abacus Foundation Repair guaranteed their work, and they gave me a lifetime transferable warranty.
If you see cracks in the walls of your home or your doors don't shut properly, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. That's 972-406-9000. Or go to abacusfoundationrepair.com. If you want your foundation fixed right the first time, call Abacus Foundation Repair.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Today, let's talk about the $29 service call gimmick. Here in North Texas, an experienced service tech costs at least $35 an hour to employ. So how does a $29 service call work? Well, it doesn't unless they find a bunch of stuff wrong with your system. It's just bait to get you to call. We can't come out for $29, and really, neither can they. In this business, you get what you pay for. Reliant Air Conditioning service call is $79, and our guys are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. So if you need service on your AC system, call the company that's been gimmick-free since '83. Or if your system needs to be replaced, you can save up to $3,500 per system with Carrier's Cool Cash promotion. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-0983. That's 1-800-500-0983. 1-800-500-0983.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. 866-660-5759 is our telephone number. We just reported on a shooting in Charleston, South Carolina. Police are tweeting 4 minutes ago, police still looking for a suspect in Calhoun Street, the Calhoun Street shooting in Charleston, South Carolina. We're keeping our eyes on that for you here on 660 AM, The Answer. So the President of the United States is having to deal with the realities or the repeal of the unrealities of his signature legislative achievements. He, as a part of that, issued 2 veto threats yesterday, including one that would repeal the ACA's Independent Payment Advisory Board and dismantle it even before it has a chance to work. The 15-person board is supposed to make recommendations to Congress on how to shrink Medicare growth, save the program money, and increase quality of care. OMB said the president should veto the current draft of the annual spending authorization bill for intelligence agencies. In addition to objecting to provisions dealing with military prisons in Guantanamo Bay, intelligence sharing with foreign governments, the creation of the Cyber Threat Intelligence Integration Center, and reporting requirements, OMB said it cannot support a bill that locks in authorization levels consistent with the sequester. OMB, the Office of Management and Budget, also took issue with potential acquisition authority. Okay, that's all in the weeds right there. The only thing that we can tell you is that that once again, the Republican Congress is working hard to try to undo a lot of the president's agenda. Most of us agree with what the Congress is doing, and we shall see what happens after that. The only thing that I can tell you is the president is working from a different sheet of music than the one that is consistent with free enterprise in the United States of America. Why he's doing it, I don't know. I don't understand it because it's not working. It's not working, and not only that, it's really damaging what all of us believe government is or is not in this nation. I mean, you take a look at just the basis of Obamacare, just the basic of it. We are really going to allow a government that routinely kills the only other group of medical patients it has under its thrall, the best among us, our veterans. We really are trying to do whatever's necessary to get the government more involved in the health care of more people after watching the abject disaster of the VA medical system. You know, there could not be a better example of big government versus small government. Big government says the VA needs its own medical system to be able to handle the healthcare needs of veterans in the United States. Small government says the Veterans Administration needs money to allow a contract to private healthcare providers to take care of our veterans, turning the VA, instead of this behemoth, gigantic bureaucracy that has to do what no politician can, administrate a health insurance or a health system, and turns it over to the private sector that does it every single day. If somebody screws up in the VA medical system, it makes the entire VA look terrible. If somebody screws up in the private sector, the VA finds somebody else to be a contractor. Which makes more sense to you? This is the Wells Report.
From Plano to Denton down to Louisville too. Huffine's has it. Also in McKinney, we'll prove it to you. Huffine's has it. Service, selection, savings, and more. Feel the excitement when you walk through our door. Huffine's has it. Huffine's has it.
Huffine's Vehicle Upgrade Month has been extended throughout the entire month of June, which means you can get in a new Huffine's Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram for perhaps a lower monthly payment than you're presently paying during Huffine's Drive and Discover event. This could mean newer technology, reduced maintenance and repair costs, a longer and more comprehensive warranty, increased safety, and better gas mileage and finance terms. For more, click to Huffines.net or come to Huffine's Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram in Plano and Louisville.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-791-6811. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-791-6811. That's 1-800-791-6811. 1-800-791-6811.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP, and right now you can try it risk-free for 21 days by calling 1-800-528-5588. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com now for your 21-day in-home trial. 1-800-528-5588. That's 1-800-528-5588.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net and start packing.
Flo from Progressive here, riding along with Paul, who owns his own plumbing company.
Plumbing, heating, and gas company.
Can't just be one thing. That's why Progressive offers commercial auto insurance that saves you money with discounts like Safe Driver, Business Experience, and Paid in Full. It's also why I am learning to whistle. Here, I made this for you.
You whittled me a toilet? I love it. Thanks, Flo.
It's a bird.
Oh.
Discounts to save your business money. Visit Progressive.com to learn more. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, neighbor. Hi, I saw 2 roaches in the guest room and my in-laws are coming. Ace can help you get rid of them. Great. Ortho Home Defense is now just $5.99 after $250 off instant savings for Ace Rewards members.
Keep your home bug-free with Ortho Home Defense for $5.99 after $250 off instant savings, because getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor. June 17th through 21st at participating stores. Store stock only. See store for details. Limit to 1 gallon.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Mark Davis will appear tomorrow morning bright and early, say 7 o'clock. I think what you should do is you should listen to his broadcast, and here is why.
Hey, JD, stay safe, and all your listeners stay safe in this rainy period. One of the many things Donald Trump has right is what we'll talk about tomorrow morning. You don't telegraph to an enemy what you're going to do. So if no actual candidate will show cards early, because they shouldn't, can we formulate an actual strategy for beating ISIS just in the world of talk shows, writers, and citizens? Thomas Jocelyn at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy has had a plan for beating ISIS for a long time. He'll share it. We'll share other hot topics with each other while we dodge the Thursday morning weather. So come, everybody, and hang out tomorrow morning show, 7 to 10 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Here's the very latest coming out of Charleston, South Carolina. Police and emergency vehicles are swarming Henrietta and Calhoun streets off Marion Square in Charleston, South Carolina. The Post and Courier report this from staff reports. Also Facebook. Police are looking for the gunman and helicopters are hovering above. Police spokesman Charles Francis described the suspect as a 21-year-old white male in a gray sweatshirt hoodie with jeans and Timberland boots. He has a slender build. There are victims involved. Police have not said how many. No deaths have been reported. A chaplain is on the scene. From what we understand, reports say 8 people have been shot. We do not know whether or not they have survived their wounds. State Senator Marlon Kimson of Charleston said he had been talking with Charleston County Sheriff Al Cannon and said, it's my understanding there are some very serious injuries and possible deaths. Kimson, who is Pinckney's Democrat colleague in the Senate, said he is praying for Pinckney and for our Mother Emanuel AME Church, as it's affectionately called by many parishioners. It is the South's oldest black congregation south of Baltimore. I ask the nation to keep Charleston in our prayers. Police are looking everywhere in groups on Henrietta Street, in trash cans under cars. Henrietta runs behind the church just north of Calhoun Street. A huge police and ambulance presence exists with officers wearing bulletproof vests and carrying guns. Officials have told people to go indoors or drive away from the area. Several police cars are present in the streets, several blocks from the church. A white male was briefly detained at the Shell gas station at Meeting and Calhoun Streets. 2 loud pops were heard. A crowd of people rushed to the front of the gas station where they had the male on the ground and were handcuffing him. The white male had on a backpack, was carrying a camera. A recording device fell on the ground near where he was being detained. David Corey, 21 years of age, of Ladson, says he was walking out of the store. The police officers forced him to get down. He said the officers told him they were just doing their jobs. He fit the description. The church pastor is Clementa Pinckney, who is also a Democrat member of the state Senate. He was in Columbia earlier in the day for the legislature's continued session, but left to attend the fundraiser for Hillary Clinton. He was in the church for a service at the time of the shooting, this according to a State House Democrat caucus member. Pinckney, 41, was elected to the South Carolina House of Representatives in 1996, the age of 23. In 2000, he was elected to the state Senate at age 27. He is considered the youngest African American in South Carolina to be elected to the state legislature. He represents Jasper, Beaufort, Charleston, Colleton, and Hampton counties. That is the very latest. We will keep you up to date. As soon as we know more, you will know more on 660 AM The Answer. So, we've been watching the House of Representatives, and we've also been watching some people that we care about a lot. And those are Tea Party conservatives in the Republican Party. Tea Party conservatives sided with Democrats on Obama trade. Remember all that? The TAA and TPA and the TPP, which is Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPA, Trade Promotion Authority, TAA, which was a system that would have paid American workers displaced by Obama trade when they lose their jobs because all of the trade is going offshore, and consequently there won't be any need of their services. So all of this stuff went down to defeat, although actually TPA got passed. The president said he wasn't going to sign it unless the other things passed. Probably not going to happen. There is another vote tomorrow, by the way, just in case you're wondering, on this very same package of gobbledygookian foolishness. Anyway, what happened? After deciding to do away with Obama trade, this caucus of Tea Party guys, led by Jim Jordan of Ohio, they demanded that Speaker Boehner agree to a series of concessions in exchange for their support for Trade Promotion Authority. When GOP leadership just flat ignored them, Jordan and his allies tried to kill the bill on a procedural vote, a rare step made more surprising by the lawmakers' general support for free trade. It was the boldest attempt yet from the recently formed House Freedom Caucus, which Jordan chairs to counteract Boehner's perceived tendency to wilt in the face of Democrat pressure. I would say that's what he does. I would say that John Boehner absolutely wilts in the face of Democrat pressure. Jim Jordan is the real deal. If you've ever seen him in any of the committees he's on, he's usually the guy sitting there with his jacket off, sleeves rolled up, and actually doing the work of the people. He is a Tea Party guy. He's a serious player. And in this particular case, he's mobilized some pretty significant opposition. You can read all about this in National Review. Jordan and other members of the Freedom Caucus believe the Republican leaders have tended to yield to Democrat demands rather than keeping the promises they made on the campaign trail in 2014. What they're trying to do is tell the speaker, hey, we didn't talk about trade. We got elected because we talked about dealing with the executive amnesty issue. We talked about dealing with Obamacare. We talked about totally reforming the tax code. We talked about requiring work for welfare. He also asked this question: why do 65% of Republican voters think Republicans aren't doing what they were sent to Washington to do? The reason is because the agenda is being dictated by John Boehner, who is working with Democrats in this vaporous and extremely destructive bipartisan good fellowship. No, that's not what we need to do. What we need to do is we need to fight for a smaller, cheaper government that works better. The problem with all of this is the Freedom Caucus is reviled by everybody. The Democrats hate them. The Republicans hate them. If the Democrats hate them, then the mainstream media hates them, and they do everything they possibly can to embarrass Tea Party House of Representatives members. What does this mean for us? What does that mean we should do? Send more to Washington. Because these people who are on the bad side of the mainstream media, the bad side of the Democrat Party, and the bad side of the Republican Party are the only people that care about just what Jim Jordan was talking about. Executive amnesty, the repeal of Obamacare, reforming the tax code, and requiring work for welfare. A senior GOP aide, probably not a great source, but who is associated with the Freedom Caucus, suggests that Jordan's strength is partly a function of Boehner's decision to marginalize some lawmakers. Boehner's credibility also took a hit during the lame duck session when Representative Marlon Stutzman of Indiana accused GOP leaders of tricking him into supporting the so-called Cromnibus spending package at a key juncture. There were some members who simply feel that the people in leadership come to them, but their words don't mean anything. Last week, Republicans galvanized Jordan and his allies by refusing to allow Republican amendments to the Trade Promotion Authority bill, even as they negotiated with Democrats in an attempt to rally enough votes to make up for GOP defections. So Democrats basically got to amend the process. We didn't, said Jim Jordan. It's a frustration that members have as well. I can imagine. This being said, it's not like Jim Jordan and the rest of those guys don't want to help. They do. They just want to do it in a way that makes sense to we, the people of the United States. Jordan had offered to deliver 24 votes for Trade Promotion Authority, enough for Republicans to pass the bill without Democrat help on 3 conditions. The GOP leadership would include an amendment that sets up checkpoints at which the Republican conference could decide if the trade agreement proceeds, that they kill a union-friendly job training program for workers affected by the trade deal, which Senate Republicans had backed in order to win Democrat votes, and that Speaker Boehner promised not to allow a vote on the reauthorization of the Export-Import Bank. Jordan wants Boehner's word on export-import because the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, had promised to allow a vote on the bank's reauthorization in order to get Democrats to drop their filibuster of the trade package. It's really amazing. All of this Machiavellian crap. It's like, okay, you don't get to do any of this, Mr. President, because we don't trust you. We don't trust you because you lie to our face. We don't trust you because you lie to our face to get legislation passed that would not have passed if it wasn't for the fact that you lied to our face. No trust, no deal. No trust, no deal. Now, here is the problem. You see, if indeed GOP leadership allows some of Jim Jordan's demands, that means they have to rewrite the bill, pass the bill, and send it back to the Senate. So GOP leadership rebuffed all of Jordan's demands. They told us to pound sand, and that is why we did what we did. Jordan's ability to mobilize opposition to Boehner was bolstered by his intervention in Republican primaries last cycle. His leadership PAC donated $33,000 to 9 potential allies, according to the Center for Responsive Politics, and persuaded other Republicans to donate thousands more. They play in primaries where the NRCC is not playing, and there is a clear conservative against a moderate Republican. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Republican Party really going to love that. They're absolutely going to adore the fact that Tea Party Republicans are essentially taking over a significant and ever-growing part of the Republican Party, as they should. I got to be honest with you. You're in a position here where you're watching the Republican Party play politics with Democrats. Is it working for you? Not working for me. Not a bit. Not working for me. What I want to see happen is I want to see the government of the United States returning to a pro-American government and actually work to the benefit of the middle class instead of saying that they're working to the benefit of the middle class while they screw the middle class. That's what I want to see. And you're not going to see it by electing moderate Republicans. You're only going to see it if you elect Tea Party conservatives. And that's what I suggest you do. Sincerely suggest that's what you do. I swear the government will be better for it. Our nation will be better for it. And if you are a Tea Party person and you're listening to my voice, we have to get to work. We got to get these people in office. Jim Jordan needs some help. I say we should send it to him. What do you say? Tell me next. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Dennis Prager can simplify the struggle in the Middle East.
One side wants the other side dead, and that's the issue. That's the whole issue in the Middle East. It's been the issue since 1948. The Arab side, the Muslim side wants the Jewish state annihilated. The Iranians state it, and so do many in the Arab world.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This Sunday is Father's Day, and my guest this week will be Christopher Brown, president of the Fatherhood Initiative, a brilliant organization dedicated to supporting and inspiring dads. We'll also talk about the Jeb Bush and Donald Trump announcements, the Hillary 2.0 announcement, Carly's continuing clarity, the trade deal, and strange bedfellows, the FCC net neutrality rule, and lots more. This is Debbie Georgiadis, and Ladies Can We Talk? We talk truth about America. Tune in every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Save this day, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report here for Walt Parker and InvestingMakesMeSick.com. June 25th at 6:30 could be the day and time that you take the first step in learning how to manage your investments. Simply make plans to join me at their dinner seminar at Papado Restaurant in North Dallas. No fuss, no hassle, great education on investment choices other than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities with a no-cost meal to boot. You'll learn why you should understand your investments. You'll also find out why they prefer the We Come to You service. They know you've worked hard for your money. Getting the information you need to help you choose how to invest it is the next step. To reserve your spot for this free seminar at Papado Restaurant in North Dallas, call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or register by logging on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
In the early 60s, Dolores and Ray Butcher and their 3 daughters earned a trip to Disneyland by collecting S&H green stamps. It was a dream come true. Today, nearly everyone has a wallet or keychain full of loyalty reward cards that they use for discounts, gifts, and even free dinners at their favorite restaurants. For years, an international company has been offering a universal loyalty rewards card in Europe. We call it the Blue Card, one card to replace dozens. The Blue Card offers discounts up to 5% cash back. It even accumulates points to shop at participating merchants and an online mall. Today, they're looking for independent representatives to launch this card in the U.S. and Canada. It is free to get the card and free to become a representative. You could help launch the Blue Card in your area and get paid wherever it is used. Imagine you could be paid every time someone fills their gas tank, buys groceries, orders an airline ticket, or purchases just about anything.
To get your free Blue Card, go to BlueCardShopping.com. That's BlueCardShopping.com. BlueCardShopping.com.
Governor Abbott took an oath to uphold the Texas Constitution and its marriage amendment. In this state, marriage shall consist only of the union between one man and one woman. 76% of Texans voted for this amendment. But Governor Abbott and the Republican leadership caved into the homosexual political movement and its cheerleader, the Texas Association of Business, and failed to pass legislation to preserve state sovereignty and the marriage amendment. Tell Governor Abbott to defend the Texas marriage amendment with a special session at 512-463-2000. Homosexual marriage is really a mirage because it's a counterfeit and a lie. God-ordained marriage. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Texas must oppose a lawless Supreme Court ruling on marriage. Call and tell Governor Abbott to defend the Texas marriage amendment with a special session at 512-463-2000. That's 512-463-2000.
Legislative ad paid for by Conservative Republicans of Texas PAC. Bart Stanley, Treasurer. Visit crtpac.com.
Your local pharmacist is also a Health Mart pharmacist, and they're not like other pharmacists.
After Mom's surgery, I was overwhelmed, but I was so relieved. Her Health Mart pharmacist was there to help. They explained her medication and even delivered to her house. Mom got the personal service she needed, and I got something even better. Peace of mind.
Visit healthmart.com to find a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy near you. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
It's the end of quarter clearance sale at Lumber Liquidators. We're North America's largest specialty retailer of hardwood flooring, and we've got 10 million square feet of top quality floors for as much as 77% less than other stores. Get over 200 styles of real pre-finished hardwood from just 49 cents, 40 styles of beautiful bamboo from $1.59, plus deals on popular American and European laminates and more from an incredible 39 cents. And pay no interest until 2017. Hurry, clearance sales going on now. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. The only reason that I brought this up, I want you to understand, if you are a Tea Party personage, and I am, if you are a Tea Party personage, we are making an impact. We are helping this nation. Yes, it is difficult for mainstream Republicans, and I have great friends in that party. It's hard for them to deal with it. But regardless of this need for the Republican Party to pull off these very elegant political machinations, we in the Tea Party need to remind them that this is still an American show. And that Constitution means something to us if it doesn't mean anything to them. If I've got a choice between Republican politics and Republican political machinations and the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution wins. Just saying. Latest coming to us from the Emmanuel African American Episcopal Church, Methodist Episcopal Church in downtown Charleston. An official close to the investigation has told CNN there are multiple fatalities inside the church. The source said there are several bodies in the church that have not been identified. The suspect is still at large, a clean-shaven white man in his 20s, slender build, wearing a hoodie. We'll have more details coming up as we continue on the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, this is Andy Tuttle, host of Tuttle Talk every Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. We're in a real estate market where there's a lot of difficulty, but in difficulty, there's a lot of opportunity as well. Buying, selling, avoiding foreclosure, modifying your credit, all these things are so important to your livelihood. This show is dedicated to cutting through some of the big headlines that you see out there and teaching you how to win in any marketplace. Thank you for tuning in to Tuttle Talk every Sunday, 4 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer. I look forward to speaking with you.
The stock market is at record highs, but will it keep going up, or are we due for another major correction? The financial newspapers are reporting that record numbers of major investors are leaving the market. If you're worried about the roller coaster stock market, there are some alternative ways to grow your money and build a solid, predictable retirement. The team at Guardian Financial Management will show you how to grow your money and still sleep well at night. Tune in to Plain Talk, No Worries, Financial Hour each Sunday at 7 a.m. on 660 AM a.m. The Answer.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. We've been getting some relief from what is usually the beginning of summer here in Texas. And right behind that, the temperature goes up, and so do your cooling bills. We manufacture our windows to beat the Texas heat. Our fiber core reinforced frames are 9 times stronger than other windows, and our glass has 27% more viewing area. We give you better than triple pane performance at a double pane price. Another thing that separates our window from all competitors is we can match our exterior frame to any color Sherwin-Williams offers. So no plain white windows here or 3 to 4 colors to choose from. And of course, we offer the longest warranty in the industry. It even covers glass breakage and workmanship for as long as you own your home. So if you're ready to see the window that sets the standard in Texas, give us a call. And if you decide it's the one for you, receive 20% off the complete job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or check us out online 24/7 at statewideremodeling.com.
Rembrandt Rockefeller for Sovereign European Sleep Systems. Are you aware that your current mattress may contain a toxic little secret? Most mattresses contain flame retardant chemicals that have been linked to serious health risks like infertility, low IQ scores, behavioral problems in children, and all sorts of cancers. So if you find this disturbing and you prefer not to sleep in toxic soup, take a trip to Sovereign European Sleep Systems. Their mattresses are third-party certified as free of harmful chemicals. Sovereign European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at SOVN.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio. I'm Steve Rappaport. Police in Charleston, South Carolina, searching for a white man suspected of opening fire inside a black church.
One witness that I talked with did not see what happened, but he did see the officers and EMS running out of the church with the victim.
Fox 24 reporter Raphael James. The FCC proposing a $100 million fine for AT&T Wireless.
Saying they misled customers with offers of unlimited data, only to slow down internet speeds when they use too much. AT&T says it's been transparent with customers about how it manages network traffic.
Fox Radio's Kirsten McNary.
I want to apologize. I said I was traveling in an aircraft that was hit by RPG fire. I was instead in a following aircraft.
And the Wall Street Journal reports NBC will allow Brian Williams to return after his suspension, but not as nightly news anchor. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
In national financial news, a limited number of 2015 U.S. Silver Eagle dollars are now available at an introductory price too low to reveal on the radio. In a moment, we'll provide the toll-free number to call. The Silver Eagle is the largest and purest U.S. silver dollar ever struck. 1 ounce of pure silver, and is the only silver coin guaranteed by the U.S. government for its weight and purity. Over the years, the Silver Eagle has been one of the world's most popular and widely collected silver coins. From time to time, the U.S. Mint has even suspended production during periods of exceptionally high demand. Demand for the 2015 Silver Eagle is expected to be intense, especially at this shockingly low introductory price, forcing a strict limit of just 10 per household. To claim a share of these Silver Eagles and receive a free collector's guide, interested individuals are encouraged to call now. 1-800-500-6706. 1-800-500-6706. 1-800-500-6706.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace your old AC system? Well, now there's a new program that's too good
to pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You've probably already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,000 off from your utility provider? That's right, and when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $4,500 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. So right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. Call us now, or if you want, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hello, this is Bob Guess. For more than a year, you've heard me talk about our incredible investments backed by hard assets dollar for dollar. Well, listen closely. For a very limited time, we have a short-term investment which pays a flat 9% return for a very short-term commitment. $100,000 at 9% return will earn you $9,000. That's right, a 9% return for a short-term investment. It would take you 12 years to earn that much with a CD, and your money is backed dollar for dollar. In my 35 years of financial planning, I've rarely seen a better opportunity for security-minded people. Many of you have money sitting in banks and insurance companies. That money is going nowhere fast. Others of you are concerned about the volatility of the stock market or a long-term commitment. You can change all that. Great returns and peace of mind for a short-term commitment. Don't be left out. Now is the time to call me at 972-570-4444. That's 972-570-4444.
Set sail with Newt Gingrich. Get aboard the Elegant Crystal Symphony for a spectacular 7-day cruise from New York to Montreal. At the same time, enjoy stimulating seminars on politics and investment. Our guests include Newt Gingrich, Mark Skousen, John Ransom, and Chris Versace. And everything's included. We set sail September 13th through the 20th. Join us for the Politics in Your Portfolio cruise. Log on to politicsandyourportfolio.com for all the details. Politicsandyourportfolio.com.
At Kubota, value means getting more than you expected for less than you thought. Like the L2501 DT compact tractor. Now with financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years and factory rebates, you can do more for less. That's value. That's Kubota. 0 down, 0% APR financing for terms up to 60 months on select equipment now through June 30th, 2015. Financing through Kubota Credit Corporation USA. Subject to credit approval. Other exceptions may apply. For more information, call toll-free 1-888-465-8268. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25, Saturday, June 27th at South Fork Ranch. Since this is our 25th anniversary of the largest outdoor Christian concert in America, we're bringing in the artists that you love, like Stephen Curtis Chapman, Toby Mac, Third Day, Carrie Job, and many, many more. You've made so many memories over the years at Celebrate Freedom. Get ready to make some more with us. Sponsored by Dallas Baptist University, Winco Foods, City of Southlake, and Quick Car.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. There was a shooting in downtown Charleston. There are now reports that police are confirming a bomb threat in the same area. Police are pushing media and bystanders across Meeting Street after a bomb threat was reported in the area of Emmanuel AME Church near 110 Calhoun Street. According to Charleston police, people in the area have not been asked to evacuate their homes at this time. Authorities say they're continuing to search for the suspect who allegedly fired shots at the church around 9 p.m. Charleston Police Department officials described the suspect as a white male, 21 years of age, slender, small build, gray sweatshirt, blue jeans, and clean shaven. A helicopter is assisting law enforcement on the scene. There is a big police presence downtown Charleston as we speak. Also at the Emmanuel AME Church, on Calhoun. The FBI and chaplain services are on the scene. CPD officials have not released any information on any of the victims pending notification of next of kin. Pictures and video from the scene show fire department and ambulance crews. They have responded. At least 6 ambulances were spotted in the area of the shooting. We'll have more information as soon as it becomes available here on 660 AM The Answer. And don't forget, of course, tomorrow morning with Mark Davis, all the very latest on the Charleston church shooting on 660 AM The Answer. We have seen it and seen it and seen it time and time again. We have seen it time and time again. Men on college campuses accused of heinous rapes of women. Also at the University of Virginia and elsewhere, you find horrific stories, in some cases printed in major magazines, describing horrifying attacks on women on college campuses, with the hysterical statistics of 1 in 5 college women are sexually assaulted. The thing about all this is that colleges realize this is very bad for business. See, I'm getting ready to send my son to college, and I'm really worried about him. I'm wondering if sending him to college is going to be the first step in his demise. Why? Because he may not necessarily agree politically with his professors? No. Because he may end up going to a party where a girl decides that there has been a problem. Now, this is not to diminish the fact that there are women who end up going to frat parties in the middle of the night that are sexually assaulted. This, of course, begs the question, should a college-age female be able to go to a frat party and be guaranteed not to be sexually assaulted? Yeah. Does it always happen? No. But here's what's going on. A former Amherst college student is just the latest in a long line of men whose lives have been turned upside down after being accused of sexual assault in what they say were consensual encounters. They are then punished in campus tribunals where, in some cases, they're guilty even after proving their innocence. These kangaroo courts on college campuses, absolutely wrong. The former student, whose name has not been made public, was expelled after the alleged victim, the roommate of his girlfriend, complained 21 months after the incident, and despite what evidence appears to show was consensual sex. As in many campus procedures, which enforce school sanctions and not criminal law, only a finding that he was more likely than not guilty was necessary. That is what we call a complete lack of due process. All you have to do in one of these kangaroo courts is be on the wrong end of a finding that you were more likely than not guilty of the charge. Essentially, the procedure there works under the assumption that the accused is guilty and needs to use the hearing to prove his innocence. says Casey Johnson, the author of Until Proven Innocent, Political Correctness and the Shameful Injustice of the Duke Lacrosse Rape Case. He isn't given the tools to be able to represent himself. He doesn't have discovery. He can't get relevant evidence he needs. He doesn't have an attorney representing him and has limited right of cross-examination. We've got to protect the young woman. Well, what if she's lying? Oh, women would never lie about this. Oh, really? Should women in the United States, college-age women, just simply be able to point at some guy and say, yeah, he's the one? Without having any kind of physical, forensic, or any evidence to the contrary from what she's saying? Is that okay? If that's okay, you still feel good about sending your son to college? There is no way, once an accusation is made and gets into the system at a place like Amherst College, that the accused can ever be exonerated, says Casey Johnson. He is a history professor at Brooklyn College. Many schools adopted similar standards after a 2011 edict from the Obama administration, which claims that 1 out of every 5 women in college is the victim of a sexual assault. In what became known as the Dear Colleague letter, the Federal Department of Education warned that schools that do not crack down on sexual assaults could lose federal funding. In the Amherst case, the expelled student's attorney is suing the school in federal court where traditional rules of evidence have produced incriminating text messages sent by the alleged victim that appears to indicate that she not only consented to, but initiated the sex. His attorney also alleges the woman told campus investigators that the sex began consensually, but that she revoked her consent during the act. The lawsuit seeks $75,000 damages, names the school, President Carolyn Martin, and several officials for moving with enormous speed to expel John Doe, eject him from the campus, and destroy his reputation. You know what the only problem with all this is? The problem with all that is he's only asking for 75 grand. It's not going to get anywhere until it's 750 grand. And you know what I think? I think it ought to be 750 grand. Spencer in St. George, Utah. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hello. I have a very radical solution to all of this.
Yeah.
How about we just practice abstinence until marriage?
Abstinence until marriage. Did you?
Yeah, actually, I did.
You did? See, I didn't.
Yes.
See, I didn't. Well. And also something else in this particular circumstance. What does abstinence have to do with an accusation from a young woman who's not telling the truth in the first place?
Well, if you're never in a position that you could be accused, then the accusation would fall dead on its face.
Well, apparently not, because there's no Spencer. There's no way of doing that insofar as there is limited right of cross-examination. There's no way you can discover any evidence. You can't get the evidence that you need to be able to prove your innocence. You don't get an attorney. We're talking about these kangaroo courts at colleges. You don't have to touch the girl. All you have to do is you have to just be standing around, and she decides that, well, you did something that she didn't approve of.
So you're not allowed to call in your own witnesses?
No.
That seems easily suable.
Yeah, it is easily suable. It's about to cost Amherst College $75,000.
Oh, that's a little shy.
Yeah, the problem with it is that it's not enough money. But the bigger issue is this. What do you do about women who spend most of their time at college when they're not studying and getting A's, of course, and everything that they do, drinking themselves into oblivion and partying like it's 2099? What do you do about those girls? Yes, you did. You did say that out loud, but I'm not going to bust you. Our executive producer said something that was horrifying and true. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Other cases in which young men's lives have been damaged by accusations that might not stand up in a real court have made recent headlines. For example, Paul Nungesser, a Columbia University student accused of raping fellow student Emma Sulkowicz, is suing the Ivy League school for allowing Sulkowicz to conduct a campaign against him that included dragging a mattress around campus and making a video reenactment of her alleged rape. Unlike the Amherst case, Nungesser was cleared of rape charges, yet the school did nothing to stop Sulkowicz from harassing him, according to a federal lawsuit. The mattress campaign was even sanctioned by a professor as her visual arts class project. So where do you send your son to college? Where? Coming up in just a couple of moments, we're going to spend some time going to SRN News. We're going to find out just exactly what's the latest in the Charleston church shooting. As we continue on the Wells Report, this is 660 AM The Answer.
With an SRN News special report on Patrick Cross, police have responded to a shooting at the side of a church in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. At this point, there's no word on casualties. That could change. Meanwhile, this man led a prayer circle near Emmanuel AME Church. The pastor of the church was reportedly inside for service at the time of the shooting, but it was unclear if the shooting took place inside the church. Police helicopters and searchlights are circling overhead the area. Police in South Carolina say that a gunman is still at large. They describe the suspect as a white man of approximately 21 years of age with a small or slender build. He was wearing a gray sweatshirt with blue jeans and Timberland boots and was clean shaven. Police helicopters are near the area. This has been an SRN News special report.
The Mark Davis Show.
One of the many things Donald Trump has right is you don't telegraph to an enemy what you're going to do. So if no actual candidate will show cards early, can we formulate an actual strategy for beating ISIS? Well, my friend Thomas Jocelyn at the Long War Journal has had a plan for a long time. He'll share it, we'll share other hot topics with each other, and we'll dodge the weather and share a Thursday morning together.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. Despite recent setbacks, Hillary Clinton's campaign remains serenely confident of victory because of their candidate's strength among one crucial group in the electorate, white women. Actually, Hillary doesn't even need a majority of this group. She just needs to come within 10 points of the GOP candidate. In 2012, Romney won white women by a landslide margin of 14 percentage points, but Barack Obama still won the overall women's vote because non-white females, nearly 30% of the women's vote, gave him a 3-to-1 margin. The Clinton campaign knows they can't replicate Obama's historic appeal to blacks and Latinos, so they will focus on white females with feminist appeals to woman power. Republicans must counter with a strong female nominee for vice president to preserve their strength among white women. A strong female also can perform better than any male in one key role of a running mate, as an attack dog against the Democratic presidential nominee. I'm Michael Medved.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. You know, cancer is challenging enough without having to head all over town for a test over here, a doctor's appointment over there, maybe something else across town, some other direction. At USMD Prostate Cancer Center, you're going to one place. And there's one website, 888prostate.com, one phone number, 1-888-prostate, and one team of doctors, specialists, patient navigators, all committed to making sure that prostate cancer is put behind you so that you can live a long and healthy life. USMD Prostate Cancer Center, the message begins with testing. Every guy needs to get tested, started with that 40th birthday. And after that, clean test, see you next year. If there's something in there, maybe it's so teeny tiny we look at it for a while. It's active surveillance. Maybe it's cryotherapy time, robotic surgery time. They do it all at USMD Prostate Cancer Center, saving guys' lives one guy at a time. So guys, let's go. 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com. USMD Prostate Cancer Center, 1-888-PROSTATE or 888prostate.com.
The idea of homosexual marriage is a mirage. It's a counterfeit. It's a lie. God ordained marriage. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. The issue is not about equality, but about redefining marriage. The homosexual political movement wants to force individuals, families, churches, schools, and businesses to accept, affirm, and celebrate homosexual behavior. It would be mandated for schools to teach children, starting in kindergarten, that homosexuality is normal and good. This would be used to more easily recruit children into the homosexual lifestyle. Religious freedoms would be destroyed. Governor Abbott and the Republican leadership caved into the homosexual political movement and its cheerleader, the Texas Association of Business, and failed to defend the marriage amendment. Texas must oppose a lawless Supreme Court ruling on marriage. Call and tell Governor Abbott to defend the Texas marriage amendment and call for a special session at 512-463-2000. 512-463-2000.
Legislative ad paid for by Conservative Republicans of Texas PAC. Bart Stanley, Treasurer. Visit crtpac.com.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis. Got an idea. How about if we make this the summer of you doing better on Wall Street? How do we do that? We get you into the upcoming seminars for New Venture on Wall Street, NVOWS.com. We have an Addison location and a Fort Worth location for the seminar weekend, the 19th and 20th of June. Weekend after that in Tyler. Learn more at NVOWS.com or a phone number I'll give you here in a second. It's a 2-day event. It's live. It's not a webinar. It's real people. It's great. It's upbeat. It's fun. And you'll leave this course confident in your ability to trade stocks better with more wisdom. And New Venture is going to coach you along the way. It's not just seminar and then, see ya, have a nice life. Nope, they're going to stay with you, helping you along the way to make sure that you have kept in your head the stuff they've taught you. It'll enable you to retire earlier, get a second income stream, things we all want to do. So let me get you into these seminars at 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. Addison and Fort Worth, 19th and 20th of June. Tyler the weekend after. 877-907-TRADE.
660 AM, The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. So accused is guilty. Campus rape tribunals. There is no due process. There is no rule that has anything close to what would legally be available to a defendant in a real court of law. No, this is all handled by the college. Badly. Young men's lives are being destroyed because, crazily enough, the women that are accusing them of these heinous crimes are lying. Let me get to Art in Arlington, Texas. What do you think, man?
Well, I'm going to tell you, JD, when I trained as a drill sergeant, the first thing that I heard as I was being trained was, as far as 350-1, which is what you're talking about, only in the military setting, it's very simple. You're guilty till proven innocent.
Right.
So there's only one thing you can do to protect yourself. And nobody else can do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. And that is, you never allow yourself to be alone with a member of the opposite sex. Whether, it's your duty or not, you make sure you got somebody there that can vouch for the fact of what did or did not happen. That's
Exactly.
the only protection you've got.
Yep. That is exactly right, Art. And by the way, thank you very much for your service and your blessed service in training all those soldiers, my friend. God bless you. Yeah. Billy Graham, the eminent evangelist, would never, ever be alone behind a closed door with a woman not his wife. He always had somebody with him. Somebody that could vouch for him. You know, the thing about it is I don't know that Colt can do that. I don't know that Colt could do it. Brown University had a student named Daniel Copin who was accused in 2013 of sexually assaulting an ex-girlfriend and fellow classmate, Lena Sklove. Copin claimed the sex was consensual. Sklove, in a formal complaint with Brown's disciplinary board, said she had been raped. Copin was charged with 4 violations of the student code of conduct, suspended for the rest of the year, told he would have to reapply for admission. Up to that point, his name had been kept private, but Sklove balked at the sanctions, saying she was threatened by Copin's possible return to campus. After she hosted a press conference, the school's Daily Herald outed Copin. Copin is suing the school in federal court. Those cases are among the more than 20 filed in recent years against schools by defendants who say they were illegally punished for sexual assaults they never committed. In some cases, criminal investigations conducted outside the campus have shown the alleged attackers to be innocent. Caleb Warner, a one-time student at the University of North Dakota, was charged in 2010 with sexually assaulting a fellow student in what he insisted was a consensual encounter. He was found guilty by a campus tribunal and expelled, but months later, local police charged his alleged victim that had deliberately falsified the charges. She was charged with lying to police and fled the state. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Is there a snoring issue in your house? Are you on the receiving or the delivering end of that? Well, either way, some folks just aren't sleeping right, and some folks face a real health risk from sleep apnea. This was me. A lot of our health depends on the kind of night's sleep we get. So if you got the snoring issue and sleep apnea is the issue, there's the CPAP device, which just doesn't work for some folks. There's surgery, which is, well, surgery. And then there's simplesleepservices.com. Check them out, simplesleepservices.com. John Truitt and the gang with a magnificent oral appliance. I've got it. It works. It's not the mask. It's not surgery. It's awesome. I love it. You'll love them. And they're in Dallas and Fort Worth. So check them out at either location. Check them out online at simplesleepservices.com. Great people to work with. Stop dreaming about a snoring solution and a good night's sleep. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing just isn't working, 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700, simplesleepservices.com.
How are we supposed to balance the budget when our appliances keep breaking down? Last month, it was the air conditioner. Before that, the refrigerator. What's it going to be next month?
It's hard enough these days trying to keep a balanced household budget. It's even harder when a home appliance or system breaks down unexpectedly. The repair bill could set you back months. But buying a home warranty from American Home Shield helps protect your budget against those unexpected costs because they help pay covered repairs for you. Your air conditioner, plumbing, oven, refrigerator, water heater, and more. For helpful free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-322-4147. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. The truth is, home appliances and systems do break down. So why not get a home warranty and let American Home Shield help pay covered repair bills for you? For helpful free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. Or call 1-800-322-4147.
Summer is here, and many of you will be experiencing air conditioning issues. The Good Contractors List is here to protect you from the air conditioning companies that upsell and take advantage of homeowners when their systems break down. We've hand-selected the most honest and affordable air conditioning companies in DFW, and we back their work with our own $10,000 guarantee. They've all agreed to offer a free second opinion if you're being told you need to replace your equipment. Find guaranteed contractors from every field at thegoodcontractorslist.com.
Only at the Good Contractors List.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. I'm here to warn you about a coming invasion.
Invasion of the storm chasers.
Yep. It's storm season, the time when everyone and their brother thinks they can be a contractor, and thousands of out-of-towners swarm the DFW area to capitalize on damages caused by storms. You don't ever have to fall prey to a storm chaser. Go to thegoodcontractorslist.com and find local home services backed by our $10,000 guarantee.
Only at the Good Contractors List.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with something I know you do not want to spend your summer doing. Paying 2 mortgages while only living in one house, or stuck in one house that you can't sell when there's another house right over there across town that you'd love to move into, but you can't. If you're stuck in a home you can't sell and nobody else has been able to sell it for you, let me solve that for you. Josh DeShong, my hero. He sold our home. Josh DeShong and the now famous Josh DeShong home selling team. Here's how he works. Marketing budget like nobody else. Energy like nobody else. Putting your house in front of so many people, you only need one buyer. He will find it. Here's his pledge. You'll sit down with Josh DeShong. Talk about a price and a time frame. If your house does not sell at that agreed upon price in that agreed upon time frame, that's it. Josh DeShong will buy your house. Your house will get sold. That's why his website is getsold.net. Getsold.net. Call Josh today. Get him on your team. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Save this day, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. Hi, I'm Jon-David Wells from the Wells Report here for Walt Parker and InvestingMakesMeSick.com. June 25th at 6:30 could be the day and time that you take the first step in learning how to manage your investments. Simply make plans to join me at their dinner seminar at Papado Restaurant in North Dallas. No fuss, no hassle, great education on investment choices other than stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or annuities with a no-cost meal to boot. You'll learn why you should understand your investments. You'll also find out why they prefer the We Come to You service. They know you've worked hard for your money. Getting the information you need to help you choose how to invest it is the next step. To reserve your spot for this free seminar at Papado Restaurant in North Dallas, call 972-463-3833, 972-463-3833, or register by logging on to InvestingMakesMeSick.com. All investments involve risk. Investments may be considered speculative and incur substantial fees and expenses borne by the investor. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Campus rape tribunals. Why don't they call the police? Why don't these women call the police instead of who? Why do they go to the campus administration instead of the police? It just doesn't seem to make sense to me. If you've been raped, call the cops. 911. Christina Hoff Summers is a resident scholar at the American Enterprise Institute. She has authored the book, The War Against Boys. She says the so-called rape culture on campus is exaggerated, and the lines between consensual sex that is later regretted and actual assault is being blurred. A complaint is often enough to get the accused thrown out of school. Summers writes that in an American courtroom, those accused of crimes have the right to a lawyer, a right to question accusers. They are presumed innocent until proven guilty. It's all reversed in today's campus rape tribunals. Summers goes on to say the real number of college women who are victims of sexual assaults that would measure up to the standards of a criminal court is about 1 in 40. She says the 1 in 5 figure cited by the administration includes verbal threats and is derived from surveys in which respondents are asked an artful combination of straightforward and leading questions, and also categorize all sex that occurs while women are intoxicated as rape. Despite the lawsuits brought by male students who say they were wrongly accused, the Department of Education is maintaining pressure on schools to vigorously investigate and prosecute claims of alleged assault victims or possibly face federal funding cuts. Colleges and universities can no longer turn a blind eye to or pretend rape and sexual assault doesn't occur on their campuses. This, according to Vice President Joe Biden. We need to provide survivors with more support, and we need to bring perpetrators to more justice, and we need colleges and universities to step up. Do colleges and universities enforce rape law, or is that the police department? The Department of Education has named 55 schools under investigation for their treatment of rape allegations, including Harvard and Dartmouth. University and college officials were terrified of running afoul of the new version of Title IX mandated by the Department of Education in 2011. So they are quietly amending the U.S. Constitution. The First Amendment is now being replaced by a women's right not to be made uncomfortable. Due process is being treated as a barrier to justice rather than its essence. This is spooky. I mean, this is terrible. If you've got a son that's headed towards college, you got a problem. Heather Hansen writes in Fox News, media outlets have covered the crisis. Rolling Stone magazine published a piece meant to expose the problem, but instead exposed their inadequacies and bias. The White House created a task force to address the issue. The task force focused on men. The executive summary offered the following action steps: identify the problem, preventing sexual assault and engaging men, effectively responding, increased transparency, and improving enforcement. Heather writes, there is no focus on empowering women, and in fact, the summary talks about empowering men to step in when a woman is in trouble. The idea that men or campus police or the White House or the media is better suited to meet a woman's needs than herself is preposterous. Women can meet their own needs, and this peer-reviewed medical study shows that to be true when it comes to campus rape as well. The fear of victim blaming is so great that rather than talk about empowering women, the White House task force talks about empowering men to save women, and the media follows suit. If one dares to say that women should be more aware, drink less, use the buddy system, and avoid risky situations, they run the risk of being called anti-woman. But now we have proof that women are the ones with the power to stop campus rape, and no one's talking about it. Here's what she discusses. The New England Journal of Medicine, a well-known peer-reviewed journal, published a study regarding a sexual assault resistance program that was done in Canadian universities. Women in the study were taught to assess the risk of sexual assault, acknowledge dangerous situations, and how to defend themselves both verbally and physically. There were 893 first-year students in the study. 451 were given instruction. The results were phenomenal. The risk of rape for those in the study group was 5.2% versus 9.8% for those not in the group. The risk of attempted rape was 3.4% versus 9.3%. The study should be replicated. This program should be part of every first-year university female student curriculum. Absolutely correct. Can you imagine, though, somebody in a new situation actually having to be taught to assess the risk of sexual assault, to actually acknowledge dangerous situations, and how to defend themselves? Apparently, none of this is happening because it's just a lot easier to destroy a man for some event that may or may not have happened. Wow. Heather Hansen continues, the study should be on the front page of the newspaper and the top story in the evening news. We've got a problem on our campuses, and now we have a solution. Instead, it was buried in the health section of the New York Times. When other media outlets covered it, they did so critically. BuzzFeed's headline read, Study places success of college rape prevention program on victims. If you are a woman and you walk into a situation and you say, hey, you know what? That frat house is filled with drunken kids, and I've had a little too much to drink too. Maybe I should just go home. Does that make you a victim of rape? Does that diminish you in any way? I'm not going to walk down that dark alley because there might be someone there who wants to hurt me. Is that some kind of defeat? Really? This study helps women to meet the basic needs of shelter and safety. As women move up the hierarchy, they encounter the need for confidence, achievement, respect of others, and self-esteem. Anybody who refuses to accept that women have control over their own destinies, that they can be empowered, is taking away a woman's ability to achieve that need. The idea that men or campus police or the White House or the media is better suited is preposterous. Feminists object to the study, saying it puts the burden on victims. Hansen writes, no, I disagree. This gives women the power to no longer be victims. The White House task force wants to empower men. Enough of that. I say empower women with knowledge and self-control. Call that victim blaming if you like. So what's a college kid supposed to do? What's a college male supposed to do? Right? Is he supposed to get a blood alcohol test before he takes a young lady out to dinner? What's he supposed to do? Perform some kind of exhaustive due diligence to make sure that she's not nuts? What, is she supposed to sign a sex contract? And oh, by the way, if she signs one, was she under duress when it happened? Or maybe you could say not under duress, but undressed when she signed. I didn't ruin my credibility by saying that at all, Vicky. I'm just saying. Look, I'm trying to figure out just exactly what the alternative is. How do you handle this properly? If you are a college student, a male college student, and a college co-ed walks up to you, a college female walks up to you and says, hi, what are you supposed to do, run? That one case where essentially the female engaged the male, the roommate of his girlfriend. I guess what happens, what? The girlfriend busts her and says, what are you doing hanging around with my guy? Well, he raped me. Oh, okay. You see, once again, We got to do better than this. You know, all these people are begging for a return to men's and women's colleges, separate colleges. That's what they're begging for. These were the same people that back in the 60s were begging for coeducational colleges. Now what they're doing is they're proving that no matter what the status quo ante is, it simply must be changed. No matter how illogical the change is, no matter the dishonesty involved in changing it to begin with, no matter what. And I'm just saying that that's ridiculous. So on top of hundreds of thousands of dollars or $100,000 of student loans, you now have to have an attorney on retainer? That's if you're a male on a college campus, where if you believe the Obama administration, 20% of the women that you see on any college campus anywhere in the United States has been sexually assaulted. 20%. You know, I'm just wondering, I mean, if 20% of everybody you know was getting attacked, would you, I mean, for any reason, sexual or not, just being attacked, would you take steps to do something about it? Or would you just decry the fact that you're being attacked and keep putting yourself in a position where you could continue to be attacked? How is that? How is taking prudent steps to protect yourself somehow something that makes you weak? How is that? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
The stock market is at record highs, but will it keep going up, or are we due for another major correction? The financial newspapers are reporting that record numbers of major investors are leaving the market. If you're worried about the roller coaster stock market, there are some alternative ways to grow your money and build a solid, predictable retirement. The team at Guardian Financial Management will show you how to grow your money and still sleep well at night. Tune in to Plain Talk, No Worries, Financial Hour each Sunday at 7 a.m. on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Today, let's talk about the $29 service call gimmick. Here in North Texas, an experienced service tech costs at least $35 an hour to employ. So how does a $29 service call work? Well, it doesn't unless they find a bunch of stuff wrong with your system. It's just bait to get you to call. We can't come out for $29, and really, neither can they. In this business, you get what you pay for. Reliant Air Conditioning service call is $79, and our guys are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. So if you need service on your AC system, call the company that's been gimmick-free since '83. Or if your system needs to be replaced, you can save up to $3,500 per system with Carrier's Cool Cash promotion. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
This is an announcement for all people who want to take a risk-free challenge to whiten their teeth in 5 minutes. By calling now, you can whiten your teeth in 5 minutes using clinically proven power swabs. This risk-free challenge is for people whose smile has been yellowed by coffee, tea, red wine, or smoking. The Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is available by responding to this advertisement. If lines are busy, try again. Because the Power Swabs 5-minute challenge is exclusive, it's not available available in drugstores. Power Swabs was formulated by Dr. Martin Ginniger and whitens teeth with a patented tooth detergent and whitening agent. It's so effective, we challenge you to try it for 5 minutes to see how white your smile could be. Get it risk-free. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. Transform your smile into a wow, you look great smile. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-791-6811. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-791-6811. That's 1-800-791-6811. 1-800-791-6811.
If you're thinking about new windows for your home, here's what you have to consider. A quality-minded company that's been in business for a long time that'll be here if you need them in the future. That offers several options for you to choose from with a good warranty and a fair price. Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling, and I'm happy to say my company meets all those requirements. We've been installing new windows in Texas homes for over 21 years. Our restoration windows with their fiber core frames are 8 times stronger than hollow core vinyl and twice as strong as any composite frame. The exterior can be finished to match any color Sherwin-Williams offers, and we have 27% more glass area, so you don't lose near the visibility you do with other window brands. We also offer 100% financing to fit almost any budget. If you call now for your free estimate, I'm offering a 20% discount on your complete window and door project. Of course, your price is good for 30 days, so you have time to think it over or shop around. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or visit us online at statewideremodeling.com.
Rembrandt Rockefeller for Sovereign European Sleep Systems. Did you pay a lot for that, quote, top-of-the-line mattress, and is it already breaking down and uncomfortable? Time to look into a Sovereign European Sleep System. The Sovereign bed is simply a better bed, made with certified organic cotton and wool and 100% natural latex cushioning, never polyurethane, never memory foam. Custom tailored for greater comfort based on your size, weight, and primary sleeping positions. European quality and components at made-in-America prices. Sovereign European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM, theanswer.com. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Mayor Joseph P. Riley of Charleston, South Carolina, has confirmed to the Associated Press that police have told him 9 are dead in a shooting at a historic black church in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. More details will be released shortly at a news conference with Charleston police. Police are still looking for the suspect in tonight's shooting at the Emmanuel AME Church. Craig Melvin, who is a news anchor for MSNBC, is reporting that the pastor of the church, the Reverend Clementa Pinckney, also a longtime South Carolina state senator, is among the dead. That has not been confirmed. We are keeping our eyes on the story. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley responded to the shooting in downtown Charleston. While we do not yet know all the details, we do know that we'll never understand what motivates anyone to enter one of our places of worship and take the life of another. She said that early this morning. Police are still looking for the suspect. The Post-Courier newspaper reports Mayor Joe Riley has confirmed there are fatalities, 9 in fact. The Associated Press now reporting that. The suspect still at large. We will be watching the story, and of course, more details will be available with Gordon Griffin tomorrow morning, bright and early, as Mark Davis takes the air at 7 o'clock tomorrow on 660 AM The Answer. Don't miss his broadcast, and we'll have all the details. The executive producer of the Wells Report did a great job tonight is Vicky Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is Jon-David Wells. God bless those in Charleston. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
For almost 2 decades, financial advisor and educator Rick Poston with Empowered Wealth Financial Services has provided peace of mind to thousands who see or hear him in the media or read his work. Rick has been chosen by Bloomberg Business Week magazine as one of the top 20 game-changing financial advisors in the country. A fan of Rick's profound teaching, Brian Tracy, world-renowned business leader, speaker, and best-selling author, has asked Rick to co-author his newest book entitled The Winning Way, where Rick will share with his fans some of the principles that allow Rick's clients to continue on their winning way. If you are looking to break away from that same old investment plan that has provided you with one too many disappointments, stay tuned to 660 AM The Answer every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock for the most educational hour on financial talk radio with Empowered Wealth Radio, live, or call 469-361-4020.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis from my friends at USMD Prostate Cancer Center. You know, cancer is challenging enough without having to head all over town for a test over here, a doctor's appointment over there, maybe something else across town, some other direction. At USMD Prostate Cancer Center, you're going to one place. And there's one website, 888prostate.com, one phone number, 1-888-PROSTATE, and one team of doctors, specialists, patient navigators, all committed to making sure that prostate cancer is put behind you so